All right, fellas, we back. I know I said this last week in the Fly episode, but I love a good flashback or a scene where the show shows us something that we're aware of. Very obscure. It doesn't have to be a big plot. It didn't matter whether or not we saw the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum after Jesse and Jane talked about it a couple different times last season, but it was cool that they inspired something that we knew about. So when we show up in the cold open, it's very different from I was complaining or had critiques about the cold open with the twins, just crawling on the ground and all this stuff because it was so random. It just seemed like it was out of nowhere. This is out of nowhere if you don't know anything about the series or the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. And it was cool to see. I like when old characters kind of come back. So we get that Jane flashback, and it's funny because she had mentioned. I think Jesse said she was perfect. She said, "Oh, that's sweet. I threw up in my mouth a little bit," and of course, we know that's how she ended up passing away. Um, they're having a conversation about the art, and I'll tell you this right now, fellas. One thing you'll never catch me doing is having a fake deep conversation with Jesse. Like you'll never catch me doing that. Like I'm out. I'm out. I don't really care. They really having this fake deep conversation about the paintings that carries over into the car, about life and doing things repeatedly and living out new experiences. And we see Jada smoking a cigarette, and that scene ends with us as viewers seeing that is the same cigarette that we saw last episode in The Fly, that Jesse kind of stopped him in his tracks. So it did have some meaning, even when I brought it up in last episode, and we get to see it up front. Uh, really, us just visiting the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum, which our episode title Abiquiu. That's where her home and museum was in Abiquiu, New Mexico. I know they mentioned on the show they're going to Santa Fe. I think there is a museum in Santa Fe, but the home one is in Abiquiu. So the Georgia O'Keeffe Open kind of makes sense. Any thoughts on this cold open, um, other than the cigarette or anything of that nature?
Nah, it's pretty tame cold open in my opinion. It was good, like you said, seeing Jane again. Um, yeah, but it was mild tame. I agree with you. I would never in my life entertain a conversation with Jesse.
Not a
Jesse, one
fake,
of those people you just walk off on,
not straight up.
like
He'll even tell you.
legit, just like mid conversation, like bro, I'm like legit walking off on you.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, it did mini nostalgia, like from when they was together, and Jesse was in that phase of his life. It seemed like he's so far past that now, but yeah, it was good.
I wonder if just real quick, I wonder if there's a like the more famous people get if they got a profession or I gotta talk to you real quick. I gotta grab you real quick. Like so, if you had a party or a function and then somebody just walk up on you, like maybe there's a little subtle signal that you on. Let's say me and Spike Lou at a party, and somebody's trying to back me in. I can get a little subtle signal. Spike Lou, hey bro, somebody over here want to holler at you real quick. Oh man, I gotta go, and then just save you from these situations. I wonder if people do that. I would hire somebody just to do that, or like you said, Lou, I just walk off, man. Get on, go
Yeah,
on
I'm just
somewhere, man.
walking
Get
off
on my
on
face.
him. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
mid
But you can't walk
conversation.
off on like the CEO or whatever company.
Oh yeah,
Especially
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
make a deal. It got to be some. All right, man. Let me just go ahead and get up out of here. But Mo, what you got?
Yeah, I think it's straight to the point. She passed last season.
Yeah, last season.
Okay, some time has passed. All right. But like they kind of was making this emphasis about this woman painting a door over and over, and Jesse's like, I don't understand, I don't get it, and he's just like, she should kind of like
Shocker.
shocker, right? And then it's like, oh, we should only do things once, and then she obviously start running down a list. Okay, what if we just had sex once or this that one? So she's making some good points. So it's just good. She's charming anyway. We like her. But what I found interesting, take a shot. Jesse has on yellow, which is not a color he wears. Like he doesn't wear yellow. But yeah, I remember when they were together, his bed sheets was yellow. So I'm not looking up the meaning, but my interpretation of yellow is just like a bright future, like brighter things ahead. That's how I'm looking at the color yellow. That's how it's seen with them when they were together in the bedroom with the yellow, and even the sunlight coming in, seeing like brighter things are to come. So it's like it's kind of giving that type of vibe to it. Obviously, we know it didn't go that way, but so yeah, it was that, and I mean, yeah, people that listen to me on podcasts, I'm not the person like I'm not the overly deep person when it comes to like paintings or poetry. Like I'm just not into it like that. Like so, it's like, oh, it's saying this. I don't care. I don't care. I'll take a great dialogue over a still shot that if it's not if it just looks like splatter to me. You know what I mean? So I don't. You ain't never gonna get me to be like, oh man, that's nah. So yeah, that's about all I got.
Got you. And that's about all we got. Time to get into the show. What's the word, good people? Welcome back to No More Half Measures, a Breaking Bad podcast. I'm your host, Rich, joined by the world-class Maurice Hunt III and the legend Spike Lou. Fellas, how you feeling out there?
What up, though?
Buried alive. Someone couldn't dig me up.
God.
All right. I don't even know what to do with those anymore.
I mean,
we appreciate all y'all for. Nah, I don't know. Please.
You know how you OGs rocking already, my nigga. The jig is up.
Oh man!
Shout out to Kiori.
Shout out to Kiori, man.
Oh, he got shots coming.
Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Check us out on all our other platforms that we're a part of. If you're looking for us on Instagram, well, real quick before I even go into the handles, we're recording. I don't know how many people know what day we record, and I'm only saying this because for email purposes and things of that nature. Last week we recorded a day early. This week we're recording a day early. Next week we'll be recording a day early. We won't get back on our regular schedule until we're actually recording the finale of season 3. So this is episode 11. We got episode 12 next week, and then the finale will be back. So if you do want to write, just make sure you have it into us by Wednesday of next week, so that way we can read it in the episode. Otherwise, we won't get it until the following week. I know that happened with Acid Jacks and things of that nature. If you decide, man, we appreciate hearing from anybody and all of the loyal listeners out there. So if you want to hit us up on Instagram, our page is NMHM_Breaking Bad Pod. Once again, that's NMHM_Breaking Bad Pod. And our email address is nomorehalfmeasurespod@gmail.com. With that being said, it's time to go ahead and get into some things. And I think the only thing we got, unless you forgot to forward things over, I think the only thing we actually have is an email from Acid Jacks. Is that correct, Mo?
Yeah, I mean, ain't much to say about Fly. That's why I figured.
That's fair. That's fair. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And of course, Acid Jacks is a week behind, so I think his reaction was to Kafkaesque and not to Fly. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that. The email is titled Kafkaesque as fuck, or fuck the Fly, or a tribute to Michelle. Who knows where this is going, but let's see. Fellas, the last few weeks I've been all over the shop, and life has been very Kafkaesque, and I'm still all over the place. So hopefully I get this in before the next show and pray some of these disjointed thoughts connect. But hey, it couldn't be worse than talking about the fucking Fly. So I know you boys want old Acid Jacks to filibuster the fuck out of it. So okay, strap in. I'm going full Michelle up in this bitch. R.I.P. Queen. First up, gotta sprinkle the mochaccino some sugar. Salute my guy for giving vegetarian a go. But you know some dudes, it's only a matter of time before they get back on the meat. Pause. Shout out to the Drake stands. Okay. Before you kick off, these are jokes. You wanted the acid back, and I'm only back when I'm breaking balls. Speaking of bros and balls and Brokeback Mountains, I've heard it's a great film, but it's still one of the classics I haven't seen yet, so I'll have to trust Spike's synopsis for that one. Again, these are jokes.
Skip it.
That was Spike was an expert in that film. That particular, he really shined in that review. The things he said made me feel like he really captured what they were going.
You didn't even listen to it, nigga. Shut up.
Oh, continuing the email. Acid Jack says again, these are jokes. I can help it. It's a well-known fact the man gives a good synopsis. That is a fact. Spike Lee does give a good synopsis. All right, chill, baby boy. Chill, baby boy. All my good learner listeners, you recognize that. On that topic, Skyler introducing Ted as her boss for some reason remind me like Jody's mama and baby boy introducing Melvin as her friend. I know it's the kind of reverse situation, but Jody, aka Little Jody, heart was breaking bad in that scene. Shout out to the youngsters. I don't know if you were doing a Holiday Heart play with Melvin, Jody, Breaking Bad. I don't know. That was pretty clever, Acid Jacks. But shout out to all the youngsters. But Ted was fiending. We've all been there. When she's got that wop and you got the fear, that is a blue magic recipe for blue balls right there. A man will do wild things when he's facing that kind of desperation, or so I'm told. Big ups to Ted. The vibe he was given was existential, Kafkaesque as fuck. That's some real Hollywood therapist couch business he booked himself in for. And yo, hats off to Skyler. But before that, he scratched out the throat goat Nancy Reagan. She's off Ted now. We all thought it was the nastiest move possible when it came to rubbing one out on Walt with a non-dom, but now I get it. I get it! And I'm not just talking about spite fucking, spite fucking. Shout out to Latte Larry. I've said it before and I'll say it till I'm blue in the balls. Skyler a freak. So when it comes to Walt's bitch fucking, it either has meaning or it has no meaning. Moving on. Regarding the debate about Jesse not feeling he is properly compensated for the cook, Spike and Rich are 100% correct. Gus is taking all the risk. The executive producer comment hit close for me on this one. Time out. Recently, I mentioned I was in New York the other week during the finals, but I didn't mention I was around during the Tony Awards, which for those who don't know is like the Grammys for theater productions. So it's Sunday night. It's very late. It's the after party. I'm talking to a producer who took away 3 awards that night. And so in the spirit of taking some advice, I asked him what he would tell someone who wants to become a producer, a big dog, the main man. Not on some Suge Knight executive producer tag shit, but for anyone to understand the risk and reward of being the main money man. He told me in so many words, it's like this. You open a window, then you throw as much money as you can out of it, and whatever blows back in, that's your profit. And this is the advice from a motherfucking riding high on the night of his life with the city at his feet, the world his oyster. Believe that shit hit hard. So yeah, fuck Walt, fuck Jesse. These guys are 9 to 5, punching in, punching out, cogs in the machine, no more in Gus's eyes than minions. P.S. Can we take a moment to give John Carlos his flowers? Man chews up every inch of scene he's in. He bodied it so much he was typecast forever after this, but this is a delight in the show. But he's a delight in this show and one of the rays of light in this rewatch. Which brings me back to the Sopranos versus Breaking Bad chat. My first rewatch, and there's one massive negative becoming apparent for me. The motherfucking monologues. Recent examples. Walt when he first arrives in the hospital after Hank is shot. Shit sent me to the ER with a case of terminal yawn. Jesse in the group meetings. I made a box. Reminds us you're a liar and underachiever. To quote Spike, whoop-de-doo. Walt in the sit down with Gus. There was a man, blah, blah, and I think you're that man. Gigantic cringe. Even the Skyler speech about the gambling was too precisely told for me to be truly on board on second watch. The problem is this show has monologue fatigue. And yes, I'm self-aware of the irony as I lay down a huge steaming chemical reaction about monologues. Okay, it's a drama, but it ejects me from the show every damn time a character goes on a perfectly placed and perfectly paced speech.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Apart from Tony's no fucking idea what it's like to be number one, Christopher's Where My Ark, and Phil Leotardo's I Compromise speeches, which all go for approximately 5 and 6 bars and do not overstay their welcome, and all are 1,000% forever quotable. Sopranos doesn't overdo the monologues, and every one of them drive the narrative forward to insane levels. Breaking Bad's pacing is clunky, the teetering is annoying. Yes, it's better than 99.9% of TV since it came out. I am an absolute nobody to speak on any authority in the comparison. But which is worse? Vince Gilligan's world building overload and Walt Jr. like pacing? Walt Jr. like pacing is fucking nuts, man. Come on, chill. All right, hold on. Let me read that again. All right, which is worse? Vince Gilligan's world building overload and Walt Jr. like pacing, or David Chase's punk apathy for his own product? Side note, I got to the last episode of the Pluribus and simply couldn't be fucked watching it to the end. So I gotta give this one to racist ass David Chase, and yes, fuck racist ass David Chase. Oh, and don't get me started on the ridiculous Jesse wanting to steal and sell meth for a pittance when he's making bank. Did they think the audience was smoking meth when we wouldn't clock how insane of a plot that is? Fuck out of here. All right, that's me. I think I've exhausted enough minutes away from talking about The Fly, and I'm drier than one of Skyler's lefties. I made my bones, but I knew this was going to be a double rough one to try to drop a note in after the last few weeks I've had on the road, plus landing on The Fly episode. But some advice of my own, as I always say, the dildo of consequence rarely arrives lubed. That's a wild-ass quote. Which reminds me of one last hot take before I log out. If you don't do Sex in the City, then you got to do The Wire next. I'm sorry, my guys, but niggas on the throne got to wait. He didn't say niggas. He didn't say niggas, but he did put the black emoji. It's not about Spike Lee 20 years doing podcasts. He compromised. And it's not about Big Rich Town leaving no scraps in your scrapbook. Or Mo's pygmy thing over there on Childhood's Grown-Ups. But simply, if you don't do The Wire next, I'll be left asking, is that the best you can do? Peace. And Acid Jacks, the motherfucking filibustering fucking one who writes.
Wow. He gave us more than enough.
Again.
We didn't even need anybody else. That was
Wow. Hey, that was perfect. That was
Did
perfect.
it again.
It's almost like he knew.
He must be in like the entertainment industry. Like
He's
to be
gotta
going
not-
to the Tony Awards and shit.
He's like
that.
a behind the scenes guy for sure. He's got to be like in some
He's
writing.
a fucking writer. How many times we had to like?
Yeah, he's a writer.
Look at the material. Like he's got to be a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he had work at a factory and listen to Freddie Gibbs.
Hey, on deck today. Not last week for all you listening on the day of this release.
What do y'all think
Hilarious,
about that
man.
real quick? What do y'all think about that? He putting his bid in on the wire like, nah, bro. Like
You outvoted, bro.
well,
It's
here's what
over
I'll
with.
say. Here's what I'll say
Sorry,
about his
Acid
vote.
Jacks.
His vote is like the Wood, Big Mike, when he got Felicia number. Remember when they all both had their numbers and for he was like, hey, that's the least worth 10 of them up there. Like, so his vote.
I see what you're saying.
It hold
Yeah,
a little
listen,
weight. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I will say. I know we've been jumping around different shows. It's July 1st as of right now. And realistically, like I said, we're not even doing our next show for another year or so.
Rich keep trying to
So-
shit on everybody, little dreams and shit. Tell it.
Well,
Nigga,
now,
he
I'll-
be quick to point it out. Like, see, you know it's a year from now, nigga. We know, we get it.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, listen. I just want people to know. If you want to
Measure
convince
the
us, convince us.
You
Yeah,
gotta hear
man,
the
because
convinces. that's all. Yeah, you got to
you got to hear to convince us. That's all I'm saying. You got to hear to convince us. Like,
But it's
something could happen and we do it.
It's leaning heavy towards Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah, and if you want to
Especially with House of
convince us,
Dragons
don't.
on.
I literally was just about to say that. If you're trying to convince us, now's not the time. You got to wait until at least a couple months after House of Dragons go
Facts.
out.
You got to wait for
Right
that.
now, we we in Westeros deep right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need
so
some
yeah,
real
it is what
niggas
it
covering
is.
House of the Dragon. Well, you and Ray P are real niggas covering. Shout out to y'all and shout out to Frames Per Second. But it ain't this crew covering it. When this crew cover Game of Thrones, it's gonna be different.
Different.
It's gonna be different.
We appreciate y'all for the comments, emails. Write in next week. Let us know your thoughts on this episode, and we'll take it from there. There will be spoilers and explicit content. Today's episode, we're at season 3, episode 11. It's crazy to think including this, we have 3 more episodes this season. We've been flying through this series.
Flying
it feels
through it.
like.
Yeah.
It's titled Abiquiu. Premiered May 30th, 2010. Directed by Michelle McLaurin. Written by John Shiban and Thomas Schnauz. And the show is currently streaming on Netflix. Spike Lee, do we have a synopsis this week, my brother?
Rich, we have a synopsis. In this episode, Walt is keeping a closer eye on Jesse due to his schemes from last couple of episodes. Hank is standing on business and does not want a hospital bed in his house. Get it out of there, Marie. Skyler, she wants in on Walt's schemes and she has some thoughts on how to make this shit work. This is season 3, episode 10.
11.
11, Albuquerque or whatever. the fuck that
I got to say this right before Rich.
Abiquiu.
Abiquiu.
Abiquiu. That sound like white people barbecue.
Right.
Abiquiu.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, sidebar real quick. I thought about committing to the Valerian wig. I ain't gonna even lie.
Like today?
Not today, but like
you
as
talking
a
about for
possibility. I was like, maybe I get the
The blonde joint that they
Mo,
got
if
on
you
House of
Mo, I
Dragons.
promise on everything, bro. If you dye your hair blonde, we ain't recording. We ain't recording until that shit come back. I promise you.
I won't take it that far. I was just looking at some cosplay, like, yo, maybe I'll get the lock joint and kind of like commit to the whole, I don't know. It was some fun. What's that thought?
What house would you be from, Spike Lee?
Oh, I'm from Dorn. I'm from over
You
there
from
with my
Durham?
boy
You with the
over in them.
bread?
Who's your boy?
Yeah, the Viper in the mountain. My
This is
boy,
Game of
During
Thrones, right?
you killed my
Prince Ober
wife.
Prince
You
Prince
killed my
Oberyn
kid. Yeah,
or
yeah. I'm
Oberyn,
from
excuse
over
me,
there.
Prince
Yeah,
Oberyn.
I'm over there with them. Whatever house
I've
he
been
from.
I've been giving this thought, so I need to circle back. But yeah,
Bro, stop talking.
I don't know because
Too cold.
a lot of the
Too
cold
cold
houses
in
are
the
the
north for
houses that
me.
I was about to say. The north sounds cool because you know the
Too
Starks,
cold.
but
Too
yeah,
cold.
man, need to get somewhere nice, man. Somewhere that Pintos, something I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. But either way,
Okay.
enough of that. We're back into the Breaking Bad world, and Hank, in Spike's synopsis, as he mentioned, Hank is struggling with rehab and adamant that he's done with today's session. Not just saying that he's very animated about it. Fuck your coffee break, all of that, man. He's going off on Marie. How about I put a foot to your face? Even though I do feel him, like I ain't trying to hear that nigga pain is weakness leaving the body shit, bro. I got shot, nigga. Fuck out of here. Everybody trying to hear that shit right now. I'm literally trying to relearn all of these skills, and you saying these dumbass quotes to me and shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. So I feel Hank a little bit. He told that nigga Flynn, man, don't you have any friends? Don't you got something to do, man?
Crashing
And I got
out.
smoke for Flynn. Because you up here calling your dad a pussy because he don't want to do chemo. Why you ain't got that same smoke for Hank? Call him a pussy because he ain't trying to walk. Yeah. Say that same shit.
But he got shot though. That's different. Like,
I don't give a fuck,
And he,
nigga. Stop being
he took one out with him. Like that's different, bro. This nigga a soldier.
You right. But at the same time, like, if you got smoke for me, you better have smoke for him too. That's all I'm saying. I'm noticing that. If I'm walking, I'm in the room, I'm taking a mental note. I'm petty like that.
Yeah.
And the irony
Marie,
that Flynn can't walk and he don't think he lost.
There's a lot of things I can say right now. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
and this ain't it. Like Flynn gonna catch
Talk to
some.
the-
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Flynn gonna catch some smoke this episode. I know he ain't in here a lot, but these jokes getting off. That's all I'm saying. Marie gives Skyler a presumably large medical bill and said they're gonna start coming in every week like this. You know what I mean? You sure you got it? And Skyler says she does. Fellas, what do we think about Hank and his rehab? And the bill, the first bill is arrived. That invoice is due.
I remember watching this originally thinking like, man, how long we gonna have to watch this shit with Hank? Like, is they gonna drag us through this long rehab and it's this miracle thing where he walks? So I remember that the first time watching this, and, that's what stood out to me. But also the bill thing, how unfazed Skylar was by, because like you said, presumably it was a large bill, and she don't know what Walt making. She don't know that he got that kind of money yet, do she?
Yeah, I think he.
All she knows about all she knows is that
No, he told her.
500,000.
He told her though. Remember when? I think when she was telling the lie about the casino, he kind of like that was the moment he was feeling good about like.
Oh yeah.
Letting her know like, yo, I really do this. Like,
I got Bria. You right? Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah.
I think the actor that's playing Hank acting his butt off. Like he looked like he for real can't walk. Like he looked like it hurt for real. He looks like it. I don't care about him like that, but he looks like they put this man in the gurney or whatever.
Yeah, that nigga dangling from a gurney.
Dangling with the
put me the fuck down, nigga.
with the hospital socks. Like, and then you trying to encourage me on like, bro, I look mad weak right now. Let me do this on my own.
Yeah, y'all can't be in here with me while I'm doing this. Ain't no spectators, bro. I don't need
It's
no
real
motivation.
vulnerable. It's real vulnerable.
Yeah, I need the doctor in here. Ain't no need for y'all to be sitting in here watching this.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy work. Like I feel him. Like I feel his anger. Like, bro, get
All y'all get out. All y'all. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
You sound like Easy. They kicking Cuban out the studio when he making Boys in the Hood, man. Everybody get out.
I mean,
laughing and shit in the background, man. Yeah, y'all can ride out. Nigga said, get out. Yeah, I never thought about that, but yeah, you're probably right. I'd rather do this with just a personal trainer and get my own shit going.
Yeah.
Because think about it.
Versus,
no, you good. My bad. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say versus you on the side talking about something. Pain is weakness leaving the body. I don't need that shit. That's not doing anything for me,
Bro, and imagine your girl. This ain't like you out like you like hooping and your girl out there watching you. And you getting it off like you full capability, bro. You on the struggle bus for real. Like you shaking and shivering, like sweating, and she like, come on, babe, come on. You sitting there like, You know, like, bro, you look. I mean, again,
How you
what was
sitting
the,
there? How you sitting there, Mo?
like
What's
hope?
going on?
Never mind. I caught myself. But I was this close. But like just shivering and shaking it like you're really going through it, and you're like, "Come on, babe, come on, you got it." It's like, bro. So I felt it. I
Not
felt
the
it
way he was shivering and shaking on the
on the
pavement.
pavement.
Shout out to Tip, man.
Shout out to Tip.
Yeah, man. Anything else about this scene in Walt's rehab or the bill?
No, I want. There's some conversation I want to have about Skyler's conversion later, though.
Okay, bet. We'll be happy to do that. We move on to our next scene. We are at the lab. Jesse is breaking down the glass while Walter is looking over his shoulder, almost with a menacing effect, like on some Walter Wire shit. Quick fact, I forget the name of the candy store, but they actually found a local candy store in Albuquerque to make that blue rock for them, which is, I think, is pretty cool. I always appreciate when people support, you know, small businesses. So they found one and put them under contract. So all the blue meth we see in this series comes from one place. And they were on the contract to make that, which I'm sure covered them for quite some time. But Jesse's breaking it down. Walt's over his shoulder. He goes to weigh it, and Walt says, "Nah, little buddy, I got that. Don't even worry about that. Move out the way so I can go ahead and see what these numbers look like." Jesse's obviously on to what Walt is insinuating. If you remember in the Fly episode, there was discussion about if Jesse is actually stealing, which we know as viewers he is. And Walt, before he even says anything, because Jesse's like, "Look, say it. Like, don't treat me like I'm a little kid. If you got something to say, just go ahead and say it. Tell me I'm stealing." And Walt gives him the shush. You know, you never know who's listening. It's a very small scene, but what do we think about, Walt pretty much being on Jesse's ass? Which what else is new?
I respect it. Nigga, say that shit. Say it with your chest. Don't be just standing and hovering over and be looming around and shit like that, nigga. You acting like a weirdo. So I do respect what Jesse's saying, but I also respect Walt. Like, nigga, I gave you this. I put you in this position. You in here stealing from me, folk. Not to mention, you don't even know how dangerous he is. Like, it ain't no he gonna catch you stealing and send you on about your way, nigga. You gonna get killed. So I see both sides right here.
Yeah, 100%.
I just think it again, similar to what Asik Jack said, similar to what we already said. It makes no sense why Jesse. People could question his stupidity at moments or whatever. A lot. It's just a Jesseism, but like I just don't understand what's like it. You're a millionaire trying to sell crumbs. I don't care about power, authority, or self confidence or whatever this is supposed to build. It just don't make sense. It's something I just seen in this series so much is like there has been such a waste in where to take Jesse. They had these golden moments, and they have had them in the series, and then they have these moments where you could tell you didn't know what to do. He was supposed to die because some stuff don't make sense. Like, and I think they're realizing that when you pair him with a love interest, now we have a little bit more depth. Jesse needs outside relationships to help. I feel like the writers build him up to a place they need to be, because without it, there is just nothing. Like, we had an episode, he was like, I think a few episodes ago when Hank was in the hospital, Jesse was just pretty much in the lab the whole time bullshit, and that was the premise. And it's like, or they have him in the rehab the whole time. Like, it's moments they just seem like they don't know what to do with his story, and then they write these things like, bro, this don't make sense, even for Jesse, because Jesse has some intelligence. Like, they kind of weave that in when he applies himself. He has intelligence. He made a cook as good as Walt's. So the intelligence there when he wants to focus, when he's not on drugs. But then, like, him doing this doesn't line up to the Jesse-ism to me. If he was high, yes, but he's not high. He's sober and very clear. I don't understand why he's like pressed about Walt. Like, bro, what you need to count my stuff? Like, bro, you don't even need to be moving this little side extra. I don't know. It don't line up for me. So that's my biggest takeaway with that scene. And I shout out to Walt. Like, bro, all right, I got a little homie you real quick, because I tried to give you the warning last week. Like, hey, bro, I can't protect you. You still on that bull? All right, I gotta
Try to save you from yourself. Same way I be doing with Mo every week. I
appreciate that.
Any other thoughts before we move on? All right. Back in the meeting. That's what I'm gonna start saying every time we go to one of these recoveries.
Back
Back in the
in
meeting. Hey, that's pride as fuck for
it
real.
is.
People trying to get their life together. We back in the meeting. Hey, people be mad as I thought of Spike Lee. I thought of Spike Lee when the scene opened, which sounds crazy, right? We talking about recovery meetings. I'm talking about. I thought of Spike Lee. Stay with me, folks. I'll explain what I mean. I always think it's funny when people ask, and it's funny. Me and Spike Lee were on the phone maybe an hour ago talking about this. I always find it funny when people are asked to introduce themselves to a new group, or look to your neighbor and say this or do something, because everybody was like, nobody wants to raise their hand when he said, "Oh, there's some new faces here." Raise your hand if it's your first time. Everybody begrudgingly was like, "Man, fuck this. Like, I ain't about to start doing this shit." So that's definitely some Spike Lee shit, man. I ain't trying to introduce myself. I ain't trying to no group sessions. I ain't trying to do none of that shit. Stop talking to me. Don't ask me to say shit. I ain't gonna say shit. But either way, we pan to Jesse talking with Brandon and Peter, and he informs them that product might be moving a little bit slower since he's being watched. He asked Brandon how much he sold. He says a tenth. He was like, "To who?" He looked over at Stinky Pete. And they talked about how difficult it was to sell to people who try to get their lives together, man. There's some positive vibes going on here. I can't fuck that up. And it's hilarious and understandable. It's really a funny scene. I know we talk about the comedy between the two shows and back and forth, but this has its own humor, but it is different. Because I feel Jesse and I feel them. Like, they ain't trying to fuck up the vibe, but Jesse like, "I can't believe y'all some pussies. Y'all can't come in here and deal this meth to these people, man. This is like candy to a baby. This might be the easiest lick ever." And Jesse's obviously upset. He tells him, "Listen, I want all my shit back. I'll sell it myself." And matter of fact, I'm gonna start plotting on Andrea. So we see that happening. And then that look back when they leaving, like that look back to Badger and Stinky Pete, like, "You bitches, like,
Bitch.
see how easy this was, man. I just introduced myself. Here I am leaving with her. I'm about to sell her this shit in a second." That's how you pull a bitch in Modesto. You know what I mean? For anybody that knows that reference. But
Yeah.
shout out to Jakey Promoters. But fellas, what do we think about this meeting scene and realizing the fellas can't sell because their conscience is playing a part, and Jesse being like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it."
I think we seeing a new side of Jesse. He's finally to the show's title broken bad all the way. Well, he think he has. He think he can do this. He think he built for it. He think he done been through enough shit. He's holding all these grudges, which is why he's stealing from Gus. Which is why he's trying to sell in the meeting. He think that the world owe him something, which this is the result of. So I got him. Sneaky Pete and Badger, I just don't understand other than them just being like, they just don't. They're just losers, bro. I don't even know where he got $300 from to buy the team from Bad. I don't even like know how that happened. I wouldn't even
Probably
expect him to have $300, but they probably smoked it together and just gave it to him.
it's probably less though, because I think Tomas was getting off later in the episode for 300.
Oh,
It's
you think he
probably
was?
like,
You
yeah, because
think
even
Jesse
Jesse
got?
reaction like 300 for a team. I think Tomas looked at Jesse and said, "You a lick, you a mark." Like, bro, I should have charged you 5.
That's 1.7 grams, which is crazy. $300 for 1.7 grams is nuts.
Insane.
But yeah. I just Stinky Pete and Badger are two of the most useless people on the face of the earth. Like I get what you're saying as far as yeah, it's hard to sell to this, like you sympathize with them. Yes, on a human level, I understand that. But y'all are drug dealers, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? Nigga, this is the lick. I put up a perfect play for y'all. Get the pack off.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is
Big
this
Yeah.
hey,
is
Biggie say he don't care if you're pregnant. Nigga, I'm
man,
slinging.
listen. I ain't got
That's
nothing
what.
to do
Hey,
with I ain't
Goodness
got nothing to do with
gracious.
none of that. Nigga,
hey,
you want this dope or
God
what?
you want
dang.
this dope or nah? So
That
and
is
we're only saying that
insane.
to emphasize once you cross over into that life, that's the mindset
Yeah,
that
that's what it
they're
is.
gonna tell you to have. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be a good person, then you need to find a new line of work.
Yeah, but
Like,
these
you being
guys,
considerate of people's shit.
are not drug dealers though.
They're trying
That's
to
They're
a
be.
they're
that's a
they're
fair point.
they deal drugs.
Yes. Okay.
So they literally like, hey, we can make some extra money doing something. My guy gave me this. All I got to do is sell it, but it's not registering with drug dealers. We just deal drugs. That's why they can't. They have a
But see,
conscience.
that's weird to me because they'll go out and steal shit and they'll go out and do all this other ungodly shit to
Yeah,
get
they
their
really
drug money.
fiends.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but
they
They
but
fiends. They
crack
fiends,
dealers.
not dealers.
yeah,
They
I
crack
mean,
dealers.
yeah, definitely. But I still, again, And y'all can say I'm going hard on the show, but I'm sorry, I don't understand like the selective morality with Jesse. I think Spike made a great point about Jesse feeling like the world owes him, but it's this selective morality. Like he knows how bad drugs. He literally lost Jane to an overdose. Literally lost her to an overdose, and it's like he's just so whatever about it. I mean, I don't know, maybe this is like a cause and effect type of situation. I just don't understand his morality. He knows how bad it can get, and he didn't even blame Walter in the last episode of The Fly, where he was just like, it's not your fault, it's not my fault, like we just, we was just in it, we was just on drugs. But it's like him going to the chick in the gas station when Hank was trying to find an RV, coming here saying, oh, I'm gonna sell this. You heard these stories of people. I just find it hard to see Jesse in that way. Yes, Jesse will sell drugs to baseheads, fiends, whoever, but like people in this situation, I find it hard. Again, he's not like supposed to be this nice, clean guy. I'm not looking at him like that. He has a conscience enough. Like, cause even when Walt was starting off, he was like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to be around like people do. He had it. I just find that hard for me with Jesse. It's like all of a sudden now he's this smug dealer that don't care. And then of course we'll see it later in the episode where it clicks in. So I don't know, maybe he's lying to himself. But something about this is not connecting for me with like this morality with Jesse. So
it is a lot of like topsy-turvy shit. Even going back a couple episodes ago when I talked about the box, we had a whole conversation about him speaking about that box he made in high school and the sincerity behind it. And I think, if not both of you, I know for sure Spike Lee, maybe you chimed in as well, Mo, on just, I'm not buying that. Like, I'm just not. Like, Jesse, you're not some good dude. I was looking at it as, all right, Jesse being more open and vulnerable, but it is more just bullshit. Him being there is bullshit. And it's the same way we used to question when Walt broke bad. It's interesting to kind of think about what's Jesse doing right now. Because I don't, Mo, you always say Jesse's the moral compass of the show, or maybe even the audience avatar and things like that. So it's hard to see exactly what it is he's trying. Because I don't think he's built like that. Just like the drug dealing thing we talked about with Stinky Pete and Badger. Like, y'all deal drugs, y'all not drug dealers. There is a difference. Like, there's a difference between wanting to be in this life and really, like, shout out to Marvin. Like, I live it, I eat it, I shit it. You know what I mean? Like, you just playing. Like, I do this shit for real, and they not that. And I don't know if Jesse's built like that. I don't think so.
His
I don't
Pop
think
Warner
we question it in Walt. Yeah, I don't think we question Walt. We don't question, even though we question Walt's methods and just the way he goes about it. I don't think we question Gus. I just think that's just who they are, and they can comfortably kind of slide and transition from one field to the next. Where Jesse, I think, is more of a struggle. He thinks he's like a teenager. He thinks he's no more than what he actually does. He's not willing to take the learning. So think about the game he should be learning from Walt at this point. But I think somebody discussed it last week. I don't even know if Jesse's aware that they in a lifetime contract. Like, at this point, like, I don't even know if that's registered to him.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So all this shit is like, it's very interesting to see where he ends up. And like you said, there's a scene later that, like, bro, which side is it? Uchi Wally Wally or is it one Mike? Which side of the corner you on? Because you don't care about selling, but now you got rules in that shit. Once again, we've been more rules in the Catholic Church. Either you're gonna do it or you ain't. So, very interesting scene. We move on. Skyler is at home making dinner, and we find out that Walt will be coming over. Plates are scraped. They was killing it. I don't know what Skyler made, but they was cooking that shit. Walt is holding Holly.
Hamburger
Feels
help.
like with
It's
a glass
definitely
of milk.
hamburger helper. Yeah, with
With a
milk.
glass of
Some kind of casserole.
Yeah, it was hamburger helper or green bean casserole.
Some kind of casserole for sure. Hey, shout out to Matt. Shout out to Zach and Matt, man. Shout out to our brothers.
Zay,
Man.
Zane.
Zay, my bad, Zay, man. Shout out to them. Definitely a casserole.
I know Matt whip up a mean casserole. I know he do.
For sure.
that cream of mushroom going crazy.
Hey, boy, he might have a little hot sauce on the side. He might have a little bit, he got some
Nah.
culture in there. He might
Nah,
have a
you
little
know white people use
Tabasco.
Something.
You're right,
Yeah,
Tabasco.
Tabasco.
Yeah.
You think he got the cornflake toppings, like, for a little crunch?
Oh, he might.
Nah, Matt got a little flavor. He ain't got the corn.
He ain't wilding like that.
He
Yeah.
got breadcrumbs on there. Yeah, he put the breadcrumbs on
He got the little Italian joint.
Oh shit, man. We sitting here at the dinner table, man. It feels like the old days. But the great Slim Charles told us, thing about the old days, they the old days. Watch out on the road out there too, ladies and gentlemen, because Walt Jr. is ready to drive. I got a real serious question. I'm not being funny when I ask this, but we saw him taking driving lessons, so that's not the thing. But Walt made a joke about him getting a bike, and I'm thinking like, can Walt Jr. ride a bike? And I tried to picture it. So please, all y'all out there, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm genuinely asking. Like, is Walt being funny, or could Walt Jr. ride a bike, or is there a special bike made? Hey man, cause that nigga want to drive a Mustang, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? You want a Mustang? Nah, nobody else thought this. Yeah,
I did
the image,
watching
the
this.
image of
It's
Walt
the first
Jr.
time
riding
I
a bike
thought it.
didn't. Yeah, what's
Hold
that
on.
look like?
Hold on, cause like I'm just saying, like he drive with 2 feet, but it's like in a comfortable position. Like in my mind, trying to see the, trying to see.
Yeah, like it fuck you up, right? Like it fucked me up too. That's what I'm asking. Like, what does that look like? I'm not trying to.
It
And this
might
might
be.
listen. This might sound very ignorant of me, and I promise that's not the intent. But I'm literally was trying to like, damn, what is there a special bike that's made? Because we know
He
Walt
like
shit don't.
Bran on Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I had to make him a special little thing.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? You know what I think it is. Honestly,
Oh,
outside
he
of the
got that way real quick, but before you get serious, he got the bike. You ain't watched DTF St. Louis, did you?
no,
He got
nah.
that little bike. Neither one of y'all watched it. Oh,
Oh
somebody know
man,
what I'm talking about out there that's listening. He got the bike from DTF St. Louis. Tough,
they gonna
bro.
put
It's
that
the
nigga in the
3-wheeler joint,
soapbox.
like a tricycle, a grown up
Yeah, they gonna
tricycle.
like yeah,
okay,
they gonna put that nigga in the soapbox, man.
yeah,
Just push him down the road,
yeah.
down the hill, and hope he get to school.
Get that nigga a
Oh
wagon.
shit.
Yeah, but what I was saying, what I was gonna say was, just I think it's one of the things where we don't quite understand his functionality. Honestly,
Hold
like,
on, man.
I
I,
Could you
understand.
imagine? Could you imagine?
I don't know his mobility.
You
Like,
walk into your car in the parking lot, and then you see Flynn hop out his whip, and he just grab it. You're like, damn, you on the road? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of people gonna be like, what the fuck?
well, did they
Like,
have the technology back then where you know how you can control everything from the handles?
Hell
listen,
no.
man.
This is 2000 what 9 2010.
2010. I
Y'all ever
don't
seen
know,
the little
man.
people that drive with the big shoe? They put
We gotta move on. We gotta move on.
yeah, have y'all ever seen it?
We gotta move on.
I see the little
We gonna lose subscribers. We even got that many. Hey, we gotta move on. We gotta go. I,
they hop out one of the shoes.
nah, bro, we
Like
gotta go. We going somewhere. We gotta go. I can't, bro.
All right, man. All right, man. I'm done. I'm
that's
done. All
what
right,
Flynn
man.
used right there.
So,
They
yeah,
give him
so
different
Flynn,
shoes, man.
Flynn talking about what kind of car he want. Walt say he put you on a bike. Walt Jr. excuse so the people with the big boy pants can have a big boy conversation, and they talk about big boy things like medical bills. And Walt gives Skyler a check from Ice Station Zebra Associates. Now let me tell you this: automatically, who the fuck is this? Ice Station Zebra Associates. I already got questions. And Skyler, rightfully so, is asking. Walt says it's fine. This is her expertise. She's asking all the correct questions about tax codes, qualifications. Who are these people? There's certain things that you have to have done by a certain date. All the things that you need to know. And Walt has no answers. He just says he has a top guy. That's not good enough for Skyler. She can't jam up Hank and Marie. Like, I refuse to do that. This money has to be like immaculate. Like, the paper trail has to be as solid as they come. Because if I give this to Hank and Marie and pay them bills, it's a wrap for that. So, fellas, what do we think about their conversation about the money laundering, the money for Hank and Marie, and everything else?
Another notch in the belt of her having that walk. Because if she didn't, and Walt, hey, listen, sign them divorce papers that you gave me. If you don't want this check, I can give you cash and you figure it out. You not meeting my guy. You not giving me no advice. It ain't none of this. You can take this check like this, or I'll just give you cash and you can figure it out the fuck yourself. But what we not gonna do is go down to my lawyer office and have you pitch him plans. As Walt, I'm thinking that. However, as a viewer watching this, again, it goes to what we were talking about, how Skylar looks completely different in rewatches. She's absolutely fucking right. Nigga, he's playing this game as if he can't get caught. She's looking at this as if, no, you're going to get caught. You just need to make sure that it ain't a lot there when they go looking. which is how you supposed to approach illegal shit. You can't walk around like, oh, I'm bigger than God and I'll never get caught doing this. You have to make the proper precautions and do the proper things to make sure that when shit hit the fan that you lined up correctly. Keep coke smelling mouthy. Keep like Jay said. So yeah,
Change. Yeah.
uh yeah, she
Change
looks a
school
lot
tops, but more
better.
important is lawyer
Lawyer
fees.
fees. That's how it is now. That's how it always be. But yeah, like first time around, this annoyed the shit out of me. And I'm giving you my viewpoint as Walt. But as a viewer watching it this time around, reviewing it, talking about it with y'all brothers, Skyler continues to be the MV fucking P of this show.
That's crazy to see. Speaking of, since you said that, I just want to point out, and I meant to say it in the last Jesse scene. This show does a great job, and I know we talk about it in the early days of how your first watch is completely different from your second watch. And I just remember that first watch and the impression that stays with you. So having watched it for the first time in full, let's say in 2011, 2012, around that time, or I guess whenever the show ended. That's when probably the first time I did a rewatch or full watch. And it stuck with me that Jesse was just a doofus and like a meth head. And we going this whole season, he ain't touched meth. Like, it's just funny how much I forget. Like, I don't even remember when he got back on it. I think I have a good idea when that might have started. And I also didn't appreciate Aaron Paul's acting. Like, Aaron Paul can really act. And I just looked at him as the goofy side and said bitch a lot. And I'm sitting here like, nah, this dude really got it. Like, it makes sense why he got all those Emmy Awards and things of that nature. So I just want to shout out the show just because I do like the complexity as you continue to watch it. But Mo, did you have any thoughts on the scene as far as the money laundering?
I'll speak more to it when they get to Saul's office.
Okay, well, here we are. We pan over and we at Saul's office and we see the clientele that he has. And it makes sense as to why he wants Walt on his team so bad because that is a big fish. Saul is doing the Saul thing on Skyler, giving her compliments. You know, his taste in women is the same as his taste in lawyers, only the very best with the right amount of dirty. So even Saul knows that Walt bagged an eater. Like, Saul even know that. Like, I see it. I see it, Walt. The facial expressions are hilarious. Like, Skyler and Mo, like, Skyler can't believe, like, this is your lawyer. Like, could you imagine that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this the person you hired? Like, for real?
I'm not even sitting in this waiting room with you.
Yeah.
Once we walk, that's an immediate turn. Walk in. The Simpsons me when he put the hat on there and turn in and walk right,
turn right
immediately. No, yeah,
yeah. Facial expressions are hilarious between the two of them, Skyler and Walt for that matter. Skyler gets to grilling Saul about her concerns, wants to make sure she knows how this money laundering is working. The devil's in the details, which it is. What's the source of money? What's their plan after the gambling story fades out? What will Walt be investing in, and why would it be laser tag? You know, Walt's a scientist. Scientists love lasers. Yeah, this meeting's over, bro. Not fucking with this. Like, that's your answer and that's your plan. We're not doing none of this. Saul tells Skyler she doesn't need to be involved and basically ends the meeting. He stands up and says, hey, you can leave, which I can understand as well. You ain't about to come in my office and tell me how to do something that I've been doing for years, even though she does have the expertise. So if I'm Walt, you know, Saul's the way in, but it's almost like that first manager in entertainment. That one person that says, oh, yeah, I can get you something, and you realize, oh, you don't know shit. It's almost like Vince hiring E.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you really
like
don't
Phil
know what
Jackson.
the fuck you're doing. I should get a real manager, and my career might go to a different level. I think Skyler's that real manager. Like, bro, I get he got the intel and, you know, he knows the dirty world of this, but this nigga's an idiot. He gonna get us all jammed up. So what do we think about this scene?
Well,
it gives idiot. Is that?
I'm not idiot like you're incapable, but the story it's sloppy.
It gives
That
like
particular aspect
not
of
serious.
this game.
It gives not serious.
Okay,
Yeah, you
got
treat
it,
it like you know how they say like nobody's gonna care about your future the way you do. That's what it feels like. Saul cares about his money. Skyler cares about their family and their well-being. She's gonna pay closer attention to everything. Like, I can take what he has and build on it because he's not thinking about the things that I have to think about with the maternal instincts and everything else. So go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, and you got to remember. So, when you see this, it's also the vibe also of Saul is too much personality for a lawyer to be a real lawyer. Like, lawyers are way more serious. You know, they come off at least a certain way. And again, but Jesse called it. He's like, you don't want a criminal lawyer, you want a criminal lawyer. And what helps make this scene hit different than any other rewatch is because we got a build up to who Saul is. Shout out to Brian for going to do a watch of Better Call Saul. Because now that we know the lengths that he goes to his schemes to be able to execute and be successful, when we see this moment, we can now match it up better. When we look at Skyler, like if you watch Breaking Bad only, you look at it like, just Skyler has a point. Maybe he ain't that good. Maybe he ain't. But when we see the elaborate things he does with Howard and his brother Chuck and Better Call Saul, and we're build up to this point, he knows what he's saying. But I do like the fact that there was a little bit of a nugget or Easter egg here, because when she started calling him on his like shortcomings of his plans, it was reminiscent of Chuck, even though they hadn't wrote the show yet. But that's the brilliance in like the connection of the prequel. It's like you can see, like he's like, well, maybe you don't even need to be here. Like you could tell he stopped being witty and clever because she started getting at him in those corners where he not qualified, which ties back into Better Call Saul. And I thought that was really brilliant for me in this scene.
It definitely does. I think my only I have a difference of opinion with y'all. I think it's just unprofessional versus professional. Skylar is a professional bookkeeper, so she knows how to professionally do this. She wants it explained to her in a professional way. And Saul just never in his career has been a professional person, and that's where the disconnect comes. Your point was valid, Mo, in the sense of we know Saul can do this. It may not be the best of it being done, but it's going to suffice in a legal court of law. So he knows he has a right to be sort of arrogant and telling her to get out. But however, her professionalism trumps him in this sense. Like, bro, this is how it should be done, where they won't look into it a lot. And I like what you said too about Better Call Saul not being written yet, because when Skylar walked in there, she should have definitely reminded him of Kim Wexler. Like that should have been something that we was able to see on his, because blonde, smart, like kind of like that should have been something.
Or maybe
if that show had been written there.
But maybe it did though, in a sense, even though I know it came after.
Motivated Kim's character.
Well, how attracted he was to Skylar, because it seemed like there's attraction there. Like he hit her with one too many charming lines where you're like, as a husband, all right, at ease, bro. You one too many of these. Like, he hit her with about 3 different lines where now you're in Dirty Mackin territory. So I think that they maybe when they were thinking about a Kim Wexler, they thought about this interaction. You know what I mean? Like, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of callbacks. Even the obviously the degree, even though it doesn't have his real name, but we know how that all transpired, transitioning to Saul Goodman and Better Call Saul. There's another thing that happens later in this episode that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder how you got the degree switched. Because the degree should have said Jimmy.
Should have said Jimmy McGill, but if you remember,
that would have been fire if
they
had that Jimmy McGill.
Yeah.
But you changed his name late. You can't change your name on the degree.
Yeah, but knowing Saul, he probably was just like, fuck it. He probably don't want nobody knowing his real name. And if you look at that degree closely, it was like a master's. It wasn't even a law degree. So even that part of it. So a lot of that you can just tell that they didn't know this show was Better Call Saul was going to be going on. And like I said, there's another thing that Better Call Saul pulled from, because they did that a lot in the show if you've ever seen it. There's a lot of moments that happen in Breaking Bad. Like we talked about, I think it's season 1 when Walt blew up that dude's car. That asshole that was talking, he got scammed in Better Call Saul. And a lot of other things. I'll talk about it when we get there. But any other thoughts on this scene with Saul and Skyler?
Yeah, and also, I mean, Skyler's making good points, because I think Saul is not looking at Walt like the golden goose. Like he's just looking at him like, you're another client that makes me you make me more money than my daily client, so I care a little bit more. But all of this is short term. So I think Skyler is like, nah, bro, there's real stakes on the table, B's on the table. I can't let my man get locked up. So what we really doing? So, and that's what kind of went past his like cycle of thinking.
I would argue that he don't look at him as a golden goose, where you stand right in. Like, if I'm paying Saul as much money as I'm giving him, the percentage ain't no way I'm waiting in this waiting room. Nobody need to be here when I come here ever. Put everybody out. Anytime I call you and say I'm on the way, clear the waiting room. reschedule your books. I should be that big of a fish over these people in here trying to get injury lawsuits and slip and falls. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But you got it. But it could be a part of the plan of like I have to look like your average Joe. I gotta look like this
No, that's
casual.
fine. But some lawyers have more important clients. Like we all watch Reasonable Doubt, I think. Ain't nobody going in Jack's office. Like the big dog, the nigga that she treated, well, his case last year, he ain't going in Jack's office waiting. And I know that's different scales of lawyer or whatever it may be. But when you are a lawyer, like Marlo from The Wire or Avon, like they ain't going and sitting in no waiting office at Levy's office. Like you come right in.
Whoever in here, you get out.
Yeah, it's over with.
Nigga, pause your hour.
Yeah, we got to
My shit-
reschedule. Yeah, we
my shit in
reschedule.
there. We move on. See, Jesse with an after school special, trying to move to second base with Andrea. Making out and shit on the couch like they in fucking 7th grade. Jesse starts trying to sell her the idea of using, and of course, is trying to push his product. Remember, he told Stinky Pete and Badger, and I can sell this shit. He's a showman. I'll give it to him, man. Jesse really selling the dream. Talking about the blue stuff, how it makes you feel. Andrea says she can't get caught using again, and Jesse says just don't get caught. That's what it comes down to. Then they get visitors from Brock and Grandma, so that stops the after school special. And Jesse's like a
Grandma
sponsor.
over that shit.
Yeah, Grandma over it, man. She was like, I thought you were supposed to have Brock. I was until I saw your car. Listen, Grandma dropping them kids back off. I saw you. I thought you had something to do. A meeting? I did, man. Jesse here. He like my sponsor. Jesse being a sponsor is hilarious. And Grandma storms out. She ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Here, your kid. I'm going to bingo, do whatever the fuck I do. It's just a quick scene, but any thoughts on it?
Did we talk about what she played in? She from Snowfall,
It's
right?
Snowfall.
She's
Yeah,
from Snowfall. She wasn't in the prequel. She wasn't in Better Call Saul. I think I think I always think she was because I think about Snowfall, that kind of connection. So I always be like, dang, was she in the prequel? But nah, yeah, right. But not a bad choice. Not a bad choice.
How will Jesse keep getting chicks?
He gets the ones that low self esteem.
And they drug addicts.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
He ain't never not pulled a drug addict. He pulling decent drug addicts.
He's upgrading on the scale of that scale.
Her and Jane was the top of the notch he ever gonna get.
Jane definitely was. Yeah,
that was bad. As bad as bitch he ever gonna see in his life. Yeah. But she ain't bad though. Yeah, you're right.
She probably
she's suffering from Nasatol, but other than that,
yeah, definitely got Nasatol.
What's Nasatol?
What is that from Martin?
Yeah,
you would know that. Yeah,
I think Mo fucking with us. I think he just wanted to say.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is.
I have no idea. Nasatol.
You don't know what Nasatol is?
Yeah, she got Nasatol.
No ass at all.
No ass at all.
Yeah, there you go.
Nasatol.
Oh damn.
It's from an episode of Martin. You don't know that?
That's from Martin.
That's a deep cut.
I think that's like a season 4. I think that might be a season 3, season 4.
Nasatol. That's.
Yeah, I think it's an episode where they at the gym and Martin take his ring off. You know what I mean? He loses the ring. We want to see if he still got it. I think that's it. They talking about women in there. Like, she cool. She got Nasatol. What's that? No ass at all.
No ass at all.
Okay.
Nasatol,
okay.
Any other thoughts on Brock, Jesse, Andrea?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. Skyler and Walt, they were in the car driving, and Skyler's expressing that she just wants things to be safe and cautious. Skyler's involved now. It is what it is. Like, I'm in it. Walt tells her that his involvement is ongoing and he can't just quit. He's in a death row contract. And Skyler pulls up to Walt's old employer, the car wash, and tells him, if you're going to launder money, at least do it right. This makes sense, not laser tag. Going to the point that she made in Saul's office, like, how are we going to sell this to anybody that we know that he invested in laser tag? Like, do you know Walt at all? Like, that doesn't sound realistic, but this does. He worked there for 4 years. He knows the system in and out. It's something that a calculated person like Walt would invest in. And it's a car wash. It's easy for cash, and people get their car washed. It's a pretty foolproof investment. It makes sense. This is what you buy. Skyler's spitting. She's making a lot of great points. Getting Walt to think. What do we think about this scene?
What Glow say? Let her cook. Like the Skyler all episodes, she in the kitchen whipping. They thought I was back at it. I was scrambling eggs. She in her bag, man. She know what she's talking about. Everything is making sense that she's saying, and Walt should be listening to what she's saying. So I like this scene. I like how it's playing out. I don't even look at it as her Breaking Bad, which I've seen some commentary about that in this episode as to where she's finally submitted to what Walt got going on in Breaking Bad. She's trying to protect herself. I give her way more leeway than I give Walt for what he's done or what he's doing currently. So yeah, I like the idea. I like how she's laying it out on him. I like how she's come to, hold his hand like he needed held throughout this whole process. And then we talk about your boy that owned the car wash, man, a scientist. Have we ever talked about that on here?
The boy on the car wash
With the thick eyebrows, the
in
firewall.
real life.
He a scientist in real life. Like he like
Um,
a well-renowned scientist. He in some institute research center. Like they highly regarded. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I don't think we did talk about that. I think I already
Yeah, he was
remember
a
that.
scientist. Yeah.
Shout out to him, man. But yeah, to your point, it does make complete sense. Skyler is cooking, and I like
Cook.
what you said. It's not. I'm just trying to look out for myself. I'm not. If I got to go down, I at least want to be the person doing my checks and balances. I don't want to rely on somebody and hope that they did this the right way, did that the right way. And by the time you look at the paperwork, you realize, oh, it's over. You hear it's almost like the athletes who go broke when they talk about like they financial advisor robbed them blind. Like Skyler ain't trying to be in that position. I want to know where every dollar and cent is going. Like I want to know every move that's being made, every signature on every piece of paperwork. Like that way, if I go down, I can live with me making a mistake and going down, not somebody else who mishandled my well being. What about you, Mo? Any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think to be the greatest criminal, you got to have a woman on your side. They're gonna see
I
all
think
of the
for
thing. Yeah,
anything, you need a woman on your
I
side.
mean, if for anything, to be
Any
honest, yeah.
success.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to the women, ladies out there. But yeah, to connect all those dots and then to kind of see the field from a whole nother angle. I liken it to when you're playing a 2K game and like you play 2K front to back. This is how you hoop against people, but the women might see it side to side. You know what I'm saying? Like they're seeing a whole different angle or the 3/4
You talking
angle.
about the camera view?
Camera view, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's a little bit of an abstract example, but like that's where my brain goes. So I think you need that, and she killed it, like perfectly killed it. Because again, Saul's concern, I think, is not long term. He's getting it while the getting's good. That's where Saul is. Because if he thought about these things, he did the little website for the cancer. He come up with this like, oh, this thing or that thing. Those little things, but like she's looking at a long term situation. Like especially if you're gonna keep doing this, you need a long term situation. So and it's again what we keep talking about is crazy how Walter is the main character quotation marks, but it's like he needs all this help from all these people around. So it's like he really ain't that guy. So when we get to the big buildup of the line that everybody knows Breaking Bad for, you can see it. It's like Walt is the one. I mean, Jesse's the one that told him about Saul. You know what I mean? Saul's the one told him about Gus. She told him about where to launder the money. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at what's his name? Who's the cleaner? What's his name? Mike. You know what I mean? Mike, kept him from getting killed. Like so all of these things, like Walt is just not that
Yeah.
he's not that guy. Like so I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, y'all gonna get another comparison. I don't even want to hear y'all speak Tony Soprano's name in the same breath with this nigga. Like that's just
Walt is a smart, useless motherfucker. You deserve the left hand.
yeah, you definitely the left hand Jackie.
Job on your, but you deserve that. That's what you worth, bro.
Left hand Jackie for sure.
I ain't mad at it, man. Y'all niggas hilarious. I just want to let you know. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's it in the scene. Anything else?
I do it.
All right, we outside of the recovery meeting, outside of the church. I mean, it looks like it's a church that they have this at. And Badger and Stinky Pete come out, still trying to be incognito. And Jesse like, man, stop, just stop. Y'all suck at this. Pete asked Jesse if he's sold to old girl yet, and then he asked why they're even there. Because obviously he doesn't have an answer. But what y'all doing here? Like y'all ain't even got the balls to sell. And they both tell him like, hey man, like we trying to get our lives together. Stinky Pete said, I'm on step 5, and Badger's catching up. He is step 2. once again, just humorous in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, like, I can't believe this shit. And how the fuck is Pete? How the fuck is Stinky Pete ahead of Badger when he the one that bought the team? It should be the other way around. But either way,
He stopped
Jesse.
after he bought the team. But Badger's still been dipping and dabbing, getting high.
So he stopped and now he's on step 5. Cool, man. Jesse isn't really concerned. He's just waiting on Andrea. Once she gets out, they leave. I just want to point out, and I always said this numerous times, but Jesse's wardrobe is atrocious. It's atrocious, man. It's awful. Like every time I look at it, it's like this shit is insane. We see them go to Taco Sal for dinner, along with Brock. You know, Jesse is quick to play stepdad. I will say that, man. I ain't gonna say that ill shit I was about to say. Brock wouldn't have seen me till he was entering high school. Nigga, I fuck with your mom for years, nigga. I ain't never met you a day of my life.
We definitely not going to get tacos.
Not no taco salad and shit like that, and magic tricks with science and all that. Brock mentions Tomas. This is where the kind of purpose of the scene. He mentions Tomas, and we find out that that's Andrea's younger brother, and they don't talk about him. So obviously it's a sore subject. So we get that introduction to Tomas. What do you guys think about this scene with Jesse coming to get Andrea? And not first, remember, he's supposed to just be selling it to her just to prove to Badger and Stinky Pete it can be done. But now they're going on dinner dates with the family to Taco Sal's. What do we think about this scene, y'all?
I think
it lines up for.
Go ahead. Yes, man.
It lines up for Jesse's character. I'm claiming I'm gonna show y'all how to do it, and I'm gonna do all of this, and now you here playing Captain Saberhole with her and her son because you had a soft spot, you couldn't sell it, and now you out having tacos with the like what do we what you worse than Stinky Pete and Badger? Like you got a whole family now. It been 2 days, bro. Y'all out playing games and all like nah. This was lame as hell from Jesse.
This reminded me of a moment. I ain't gonna say who the moment was from or where it was from, but it reminded me of a moment when I was talking to somebody and they was telling me a story about some of the young ladies they used to have experiences with in their life, and then they find out other people around the city were taking them on dates. Like, what? You doing what? Maybe one of those people's on this call. Maybe they ain't. I don't know. But
yeah, that's real. That's real though.
Sometimes there are. I think everybody's had that experience when you just a little. You know, little slide, you know, some, you know, community chess, and you find out somebody like, hold on, what? You did what?
You
fucking
took
up
her
the
where?
game.
You bought
fucking
what?
up the game.
Hey, listen, that happened to me in high school, bro. Didn't know. I had no idea. When I did, I was acting totally different. Like I had no idea. Like until they like hit my front door.
Oh, you had no idea.
Yeah, who I was like talking to, like you know, and it was like, oh, you don't know she. I was like, what? What
Sorry
do you mean?
that happened to you.
Because I didn't even get that approach. Like nothing about the vibe was that, and it wasn't even like she was like, you know. Anyway, but yeah, so that is a.
Niggas fall in love, had to find out the hard way.
Hey,
like,
listen,
yeah, man, we all hit you. Why? You know her or something? Like, oh
hey,
shit,
that is a
I'm fighting
great
for my life. I love her.
Hey, listen, the great reference. That was one of the greatest references from Rick's right there. That you nailed that right home, bro.
That's how it is.
Yeah, but
Because how do you end up at Taco Sal's? How did it go from selling you meth to now we at Taco Sal's with your son? That shit's crazy to me. Maybe I ain't shit. Maybe that's because that's insane to me. What
how
the
you
fuck are we
niggas
doing?
go from trying to get some tickets, now you niggas trying to stop the show? Like, how you gotta do that? But no.
Hey man, call me when y'all finish, man. When you put that nigga to bed, call me, man. That's when you hit me.
Hey, pause, man. Hey.
Like even going beyond that, the nigga picked her up from AA.
He walked with her. I mean,
he pulled up when they was leaving. Like you said in playing, like bro,
I mean, but this is the best Jesse outcome he gonna get. Y'all gotta remember this is Jesse.
But think about it though. He go into this telling Stinky Pete and Badger, I'm gonna show y'all how to do this. Y'all taking this way too, y'all solve whatever it may be. We're looking at him 3, 4, 5 scenes later having dinner with her son and him doing science tricks. The nigga pulled, he didn't even go to the meet, but he pulled up on some, he had to hit her. Hey, what you got going on? I'm finna hit this little meeting. What you doing when you get through? Me and my son might go get something to eat. Okay, cool. I'm gonna slide with y'all. Bro, what are you talking about? To sell meth to her? No, nigga. Oh, I'm finna go to this little mean cool. You trying to get that little thing we was talking about the other day? All right, man, hit me up when y'all get the weed and I'll slide through and I'm gonna drop that
Right.
off for you.
You're
That's
right.
it. That's it, bro. It's
You're
over
right.
with.
You're right.
So if he telling them that they making it too hard, this nigga put the difficulty level on expert
Oh yeah.
to be able to get up out of this.
Put it on
Like, what
expert.
are you doing, bro? Like,
Well,
you playing the game. That ain't like another word. That ain't how the
Yep.
game goes.
That ain't how the game goes
Yeah,
at
you're
all.
right.
Man.
You're right. Playing them away games, bro.
Hey,
Listen.
playing too many goddamn away games.
Well, what it is he got hit with his kryptonite, and Jesse's kryptonite.
Family, the little boy.
The family, the little boy, that family aspect.
Seen it on Peekaboo.
And then just that feeling needed. Like there's a sense of feeling needed because he's always feeling like an underachiever, a dipshit because of, how his parents make him feel. He underachiever, So it's this feeling where she looked at him in a way, genuinely like looking for his leadership to some degree. And then the son comes in. Now he's in awe of him too. So it's like that feeds Jesse's lack thereof that he's always looking for. So that's what threw the game off for real. And that's why he is not taking the spike approach that he says, because he got caught at where his weaknesses were, where his triggers were that made his green triggers, green flags, whatever you want to call it, that makes him feed, where he's lacking. And that's what kind of slowed up that process, of course, until we get to a later scene. So
shout out to everybody out there who had a Jesse in their life. You know what I mean? Somebody just showed up and stepped up when they ain't need to. Shout out to all y'all who have been Jessies, man. Just, people in the community might call you a different name. Yeah, man. People
was my real father. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Phil was my real dad. Shout out to Shaq, man.
Shit, man, we gotta keep going. Man. We fried.
Shaquille O'Neal, I'm talking about Shaquille O'Neal's song, Phil's my real dad. I just now realized that two people.
Phil and Shaq, yeah, they married together. I knew it. Yeah, good point. That's just hilarious. All the way. Shout out to the men who stepped up, man. Took on that task while everybody else laughed at you. Saul and Walt are looking at the car wash, and Walt is selling them the idea of buying it. He just pretty much, this is what Skyler said, this is what's going on. Because remember, in the office scene, it was revealed to Saul that Skyler's the one who came up with the gambling story, like all of this. So once again, Walter's kind of leaning into this, like, yo, Skyler said this makes more sense, and I agree with her. Saul votes no, but Walt does say it's a better story than laser tag. I love the Yoko Ono reference. If anybody knows that or gets it, Yoko Ono was married to, was it John Lennon? That was his wife. And she was a very controlling portion. A lot of people say she broke up the Beatles and all of that kind of good stuff. So very just controlling wife. Her word is what goes. So that comparison is pretty funny to me.
Is that a thing? Like when you having conversations with your homeboys or people outside, you like, man, my wife said. Like, do you lead that way anytime?
No.
Okay.
I love that.
That's a great question.
No. I was dead ass.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that's a great question, because that's like it is a real thing. There's the I gotta check in for scenarios.
No, I get
that's inward.
Any man to act like he don't got to check in with his woman it's a disconnect there for me.
It is, or even if a friend is like knowing like he needs to check in, where you're trying to be like, hey bro, you going to, hey bro, forget all that, man, let's just roll. Like him not knowing like how it works, even that too.
Yeah, that's not a real friend. That's not a real friend. Yeah.
It's like
that's not a real friend.
That's an associate. That's somebody you just anybody real friend. Like you better, like we told you before, man. Hey man, you better make sure we ain't recording that week. Like we ain't about to get you set up for failure. It's funny because
in facts.
You be like, Mo, what a background at?
Yeah,
recording outside on the porch.
I'll record off the phone. I'll click the link off the phone, bro.
Lightning bolts popping.
Yeah, no microphone, headphones, just straight off the that's hilarious.
Straight off the AirPods, man.
Doghouse.
Once again, Walt is telling about the story and just talking about, hey, this story makes more sense. Story makes more sense. And Saul mentions, hey, it ain't about the story, it's about how you sell it. I once convinced a woman I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it. And once again, I said there's a Breaking Bad Yeah, there's a Breaking Bad
Yeah.
callback. He did that in Better Call Saul, or not Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul callback, where we see it in real time of him actually convincing this woman he Kevin Costner. And then the next day, she's like, "No, you're not." He said, "I was last night." Um, but he gets to the main part of this conversation,
He
which is,
kind of looked
listen,
like him
man,
too. That's the funny
He
thing.
do though.
that's
That's
what
the
makes
funny
it funny.
thing
He
about it.
does. He does. I can see how you can get somebody with that.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about being a prequel, really before everybody had smartphones.
Yeah.
And if you ain't know no better, just do a double take. Like, hold on.
Got the gift
And
of gab too, like he do.
I
Yeah.
was just about to say that. Jimmy McGill, Saul Goodman, they got that gift of gab to where you talk to them long enough, you're just gonna start believing them just off GP. And it goes to what he said, it's that confidence. Like Saul does give off a confidence to make you think, oh, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. Knowing he's full of shit. Only somebody who's smart knows that Saul is full of shit. If you just randomly stumble into him, if you ain't observing or have those certain personalities, you might be like, oh yeah, this guy's something. But Saul does mention, hey, the car wash doesn't have a Danny. And of course, people are asking, what's a Danny? Danny's a guy that works at the laser tag spot who's looking for investors. He can be trusted. He has a dream, has always had a dream of owning a small business. The market changes. His business might be under exposure or under threat of being closed. So to get a little cash influx, he teams up with a drug dealer, somebody doing illegal money, so he can be the launderer. I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna turn the other way. I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing. My business stay afloat, so we can keep going, and they can be trusted, like Saul said. The guy with the eyebrows that won't quit. Is he a Danny? Can we trust him? Without a Danny, you got nothing, and that's how the scene ends. What do we think about this advice that Saul gave Walt and just the scene overall? As they're looking at this car wash for the investment.
That was amazing. Because again, we're agreeing with Skyler, like this story makes more sense. This investment makes more sense. But it's the little details that was missed. She doesn't realize how it actually has to operate. And it's crazy. And the reason why I think she is because she's already operating in illegal activity, right? So with Ted, she's already participating. So she's in the gap where the laundering or where the falsifying paperwork is happening. But she don't realize what happens when you don't have that person that's standing in the gap. Like she's in the gap for Ted, so she's not even thinking about. But Saul, being such a criminal and been doing this thing for a while, that was like flex bomb. I said, damn, that was perfect. Like, so when he said that, I'm like, he's right. And I'm watching it like, dang, what we gonna get a Danny? I'm with him now. Now I'm invested. Now I'm all in on the show at that moment. I'm like, dang, he's right. We need a guy, a fall guy, a guy, a guy's guy. I ain't gonna go into it, but yeah. It was
This scene is why.
Hold on, I'm sorry. We about to do that Drake skit.
Yeah,
that shit's hilarious.
It is though. It is.
He should be an actor. That should be his main route, man.
He got to go there. He got to go back there one more time, a couple more times, man.
The professionalism is the reason. Well, excuse me. The professionalism that I spoke of earlier when they was talking about, that's the reason professionals can't be criminals like this, because they leave shit out. You thinking in this professional corporate by the book brain. And then Saul can kill all that shit with one thing. Like you said, where's the Danny? Like, you buy the car wash. Let's say you do fire the dude that worked there. All right, you gonna work there? You got Walt Jr. gonna work there? Okay, cool. So then now one of y'all are implicated in the crime directly. Cause now one of y'all gotta work there and launder the money, ring up fake customers, do all the fake shit. Now when the charges come, you getting charged too. And that's the question that ain't nobody asking but Saul.
Exactly.
Who willing to take the charge? So yeah, this was really, I agree with you, Mo. This was really good in the sense of y'all thought y'all had an idea, but nigga, I do this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all might know a little bit about this shit, nigga. I do this shit.
Shout out to Marvin, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And this is, to your point, Mo, this is why you need both sides.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of somebody like Saul because he knows these type of things that, the same thing that Skyler's thinking about that Saul's not thinking about, Saul's thinking about things that Skyler's not thinking about. So we might as well get in together. So that's a great point. We move on to our next scene. We got Jesse and Andrea in bed. Andrea asks if he wants to stay for dinner. So once again, I don't know how selling some blue shit turned into staying for dinner and Taco Sal. but he says he'll stay for dinner, and then she's like, if you still, you know what I'm saying, got that stuff you was
Still
talking about the
trying to
other
get
day.
high.
You know what I mean? We can go ahead and get that done. And Jesse's disgusted. Like he immediately I thought you said your kid was coming home. You want to get high? I only brought it up because I didn't know you had a kid. If I knew you had a kid, I wouldn't even done this. So once again, that the complexity and just the confusion because you talking all big and bad to Stinky Pete and Badger, calling them pussy and all that. But now you got your own little morals and rules. Yeah, I'll deal to you as long as you ain't got no kids. Well, good luck. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But it does go back, as y'all said earlier, the soft spot. We saw him literally have a moment where he had a connection with a kid whose mom was using. And he saw what that kid's life looked like. So I'm sure that was going on in his head. Ask her directly, what kind of mother are you? You know what I mean? Like he literally flipped the switch. And I don't think we've ever seen Jesse be on that high of a moral ground. And, they immediately, they're adults about it and both realize, he apologized for judging her. They agree they were both out of line. And Jesse's looking to have another week in the book moment. He says, hey, listen, I don't know what you've been through. If you want to share, I'm here to listen. And Andrea starts talking about it being a rough area. Her younger brother, Tomas, the streets took him in. He was dealing at 8. And when he was 10, he had an initiation to kill someone. And Jesse's listening to the story like the rest of us, like, damn, like killing people at 10. And she was like, yeah, I even rolled up on him and asked him. He said it was so matter-of-factly that I knew it was true. And, it was right around the block off of such and such street, Central Street. And Jesse starts, I actually got to give it up to Jesse for staying cool and calm about it, asking questions, trying to get more information. Because he slowly but surely realizes, like, oh, this is your little brother killed my mans. Like, it happened right around the corner. It happened a few months ago. Not to mention, imagine you finding out your man's was put down by a 10-year-old. Like, you know what I mean? That's even more of a, just the shock of it. Just, this happened, you still grieving it in some weird way. And then now you find out who did it. And you find out it's a 10-year-old. Like, that got me fucked up. Incredible expression acting by Aaron Paul in this entire scene. But what do we think about the moment of vulnerability, which leads to Jesse realizing who was the murderer of Combo?
Man, he was just like, what kind of man are you? A middle one. Like, he just was like, what like, what's going, like, that was so fun. What kind of woman are you? Like,
he pulled out his judgment bag heavy.
Hey, I've been there. I remember being younger, like being hella judgy, like just flat out saying that to people, like, what is wrong with you? Like, I remember, you remember being judgmental, like you remember that, like that phase in life where you just flat out say what you feel, like judging them. Like, that was so funny to me watching just how judgy he was in that moment. But he came to a realization he would have back in that therapy. Those sessions have worked and stuff like that. So I did like it. It felt a little too convenient to me.
That's my issue.
Okay.
My issue is this show, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Mo. It kind of goes to Acid Jack's email. Some of the stuff in this show is just way too convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the odds of this happening, the odds of some other shit that's happening out this series. The Jane shit. Like, all of this. Like, yeah, they just had the conversation about what are the odds of this. And here you are, this woman you started out supposed to be dealing to for the umpteenth time.
Mm-hmm.
You get so close, now she's telling you, and it just so happens that your man's who got killed because of the decision you made to put him on the block is her little brother's the one that did it. And because you judged her about using, it spilled into this conversation about you finding out this way. It's just too convenient. Like, I get it, and you like the web that it makes when you're watching this, but when you think about life, it's like, all right, then I can get one kind of astronomical, scenario.
So crazy I can't make this up moment.
Yeah, I can't have them in back-to-back episodes or back-to-back seasons, or whatever the case is. So it's just very, very convenient. Even though I'm not saying it's unrealistic, but it is convenient, and it pushes the story forward.
And it is Albuquerque. Maybe that's
which helps. I just would have been. I just wish it would have been more like my son's friend. I grew up in a neighborhood. My son's friend once was initiated, this, that, yada yada. Like, oh, okay, you can see that because again, we're not seeing. She's I don't know where ethnicity. I don't want to say the wrong ethnicity, but of Spanish descent. If I'm correct, if I'm incorrect, excuse my ignorance. But like,
Man, she
so
had she had most saw her taco salad and said, "You're Spanish."
I mean, I mean, you know,
Saw
her
them
son's like,
refried beans and said, "Yeah, man."
look at him, say, look, you add to it. Look, you put the extra toppings on it, bro.
Nigga named Brock. What kind of name is Brock?
Now that's insane. This is where the
Yeah, his
writing,
Brock Daddy White.
Definitely.
Yeah, because that's the only way you get a name like Brock.
yeah, but he don't look. I mean, he don't look like. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. His dad got to be white because Brock is insane.
What old boy said, you can only cut it once. That's still one of the funniest, most fried shit. When the nigga, Amon Ross Brown, his dad said, listen, I done cut it once.
Y'all can't do nothing with it. Yeah, you got to go black, buddy.
That's crazy.
Them jeans, you got to stay over here.
Hey, what make it funny? He was dead ass serious, bro. He been everywhere. Like,
nigga.
hey man, he could only cut this shit once. Y'all fuck. Y'all gotta get a black woman. After that, it's up. Them jeans is diluted. Hey, shout out to the St. Browns, man. Them niggas hilarious.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it just a little too convenient. I'm not mad at connecting the world, you know, because I mean Albuquerque, that gives you a little leeway, but it is a little too convenient for me. Like, and that's, you know.
Yeah, Acid Jack pointed out, you just hit it too, Mo. Now we get down to these dialogues, a lot of them fall flat. And then there's a lot of maneuvering for us to feel it as fans.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that was my brother that killed your homeboy in this small world. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like y'all sound crazy. So yeah.
Man, he a little nigga too. I mean, baby boy. Who did this to you? Some little niggas. Like, hey man, but from the character of Jesse, all jokes aside, that's just another layer to add to the complexity of what you're feeling. Because not only did I think a lot of times when people deal with death, especially younger people who die, a lot of the grief is like, damn, they ain't deserve to go out like that, or you know, it shouldn't happen to them. They were such a good person, X, Y, and Z. So to know that it was like a little kid, like damn, and it was part of your decision, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Any other thoughts on that? She's Pete's. Any other thoughts before we move on?
I mean, hey, clap that. You know what I mean?
Hank is at the hospital, man. We back in the hospital, man. That nigga Hank is fucking miserable. He got a scowl on his face. Marie comes in, tells him, guess what? And once again, Hank ain't here for the shit. Hey, I hate people that come up to me and say, guess what? And don't say shit. Or expect
I want you to guess for real.
Yeah, that sounds like a Spike Lee thing. So Hank and Spike Lee might be the same person.
Hank nastier than me. I ain't on Hank level.
Hey, the motels, the motels.
I ain't hanging out with Hank. Ain't got it.
Yeah, man. If you putting in work at the motels, not the hotels. Like when you open that door, you outside. I ain't trying to be involved.
Yeah, the hourly joint. Hey, you can rent that joint for an hour, $39.
Wow.
I've done that before. Way back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Way long.
Oh yeah, hey man, listen. They was
my younger days. We wouldn't need nothing but an hour.
Hey, they was doing
to stay here all night.
Doing a good service for us.
Hey,
with our little form.
Lou said how much for 15 minutes. Nigga,
hey,
he was Chris Rock. He was Chris Rock trying to get the one rib.
Depend on the night. It might have been 10 minutes. We out of here. We got shit to do.
He negotiated. Said, shit, nigga, I stay in the car. How much you gonna charge me for the parking spot? Nigga, I can do what I need to do in the whip.
Hey, he was straight up.
I ain't gonna be long.
Spike was flexing. Was like, hey, it's already hour pay. I'm good, baby. Hey, stay as long as you need. Like,
yeah, I'm out.
Hour pay for it.
Hey, you want to use the shower or anything like that?
You look at it like real hospitable. Real hospitable.
You'll never see me again.
That joint had the mirror on the ceilings and all that, man. But
it's
true.
It's
yeah, man. Marie comes in the room, tells him that he's able to be released at the end of the week. She's excited about it, but Hank isn't happy about the news. And Marie's explaining, you know, everybody I've talked to, it's not about the insurance company. Everybody's saying, you healthy enough to come home. We'll just move all this setup into our house. You know, we got all the equipment. You can do your physical therapy there. I moved the TV in the room. I know you had to get shot to get that, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and move the TV in the room to make you comfortable. I got the hospital bed in there, and that's where Hank is like, absolutely not. I'm not leaving here until I'm able to walk out, and you got to get that bed out of my house today. Like right now. Matter of fact, stop this conversation, go home and get that shit up out of there. I'm not doing this. I leave this hospital when I walk out, not any time before it. What do we think about Hank's defiance? And maybe just the what he's scared of as far as like going back home and leaving the hospital. Most people enjoy that news, but I said it last week, gives you a lot of similarities to or 2 weeks ago, gives a lot of similarities to Tony when he was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it on not wanting to go home and, and conduct this shit at home. I want to be here with the professionals. I want to be here. One, I know Marie probably will be getting on his nerves. He probably thinking of that. And then two, is like, I want to be around people who like are helping me get better. I don't want to be at home feeling like this is going to be the rest of my life. I ain't trying to do that. Like, we need to figure this out before I leave out of the hospital. I need to be in a better position versus paralyzed. So I get him. It's a little unrealistic, and I could understand Marie wanting to just get this shit over with, get him back home, and feeling like she could help him. But I feel his side of it. Like, nah, bro, this shit ain't no feeling better. Like, nigga, I can't walk. Are you serious? And I know you can't take care of me not being able to walk. So no. And I don't want Walt paying for it.
Mm-hmm. And you know, and there's just this. There's a territory as a man where this is where like there's this cutoff point where like as much as you might love your woman, your significant other, there's this cutoff point where it's like I gotta get through this as a man. I gotta figure this shit out. You know, it's like you'll take as much support and love and everything that you can get in the midst of a challenging time like this, but there comes a moment as a man that you like, I gotta will myself over. I gotta overcome this shit myself. And so like you trying to like cozy me up, going home, putting the hospital bed there, like I'm bed stricken in, like now I gotta try to walk around. Nah, bro, I ain't going, but I ain't going. And I felt Hank. I'm sorry. Like I think her gesture was sweet. I think it was genuine. I think her heart was in the right place. But I think it was one of those things where you're not checking in with me. You're just telling me what's going on. And I think this is one of the first time in Hank's life where he's standing on business with her in a genuine way, not in just like some like male ego way that he does for being a police officer. And I felt it. It's like, bro, I'm not leaving here till I'm walking out of here. Period. And I get that hospital bed up. I'm not getting in a hospital bed at my house because he could be like a superstitious person. Who knows? But yeah, like I'm a thug out here, bro. Hey, listen, I was battling twins out here.
Yeah, that's real. Mm-hmm. That's real. I ain't blaming Hank at all. I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. Until you've been in that situation, you probably don't even feel that effect.
Mm-hmm.
But like we mentioned, it's no surprise or no coincidence that another major character from another show that we covered had the same kind of input. Like, as a man, like you said, Mo,
mm-hmm.
I'm walking out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want no assistance. I don't want to be wheeled out. None of that shit. Great point. Any other thoughts? All right. We move on to our next scene where Walt is meeting with Skyler at the White residence, and he's explaining what Saul told him about what a Danny is and the fact that they do not have one. And without a Danny, the car wash just isn't an option. Skyler says, you know what? I'll be the Danny. You know, I can do it. She can run a small business. She can be trusted. Walt doesn't want to hear anything about it because he doesn't want her involved. Skyler reminds him again, I'm already in this and we're married. So, I'm not compelled to testify against you. And Walt's like, nah, I signed them papers. And she said, well, maybe I never got around to filing them. So Skyler kind of knows and kind of is plotting this whole thing to where if she doesn't file the paperwork, she legally cannot testify against Walt, which means she would, in fact, be the perfect Danny and be the person that could run this car wash and manage the books and do the day-to-day process. So it makes complete sense when you look at it from that sense. Any thoughts on just her putting herself out there saying, I'll do it? Shout out to Devin Booker, man. I'll do it.
Mm. It's an interesting thing. This is what the conversation I want to have before at some point in the show. I'm just trying to understand, how did Skyler get back to this point? I understood why she stopped having the affair because from a moral standpoint, like that's just not who she is. She rebelled because she found out he rebelled selling drugs. So I got that. But eventually she stopped sleeping with Ted, at least at this current moment, because that wasn't where she was. But like, I'm not understanding where this angle. I got to understand. Maybe I can enlighten me a little bit.
I, just real quick, I think she said it earlier in this episode when they were in the car. And she said, "Well, this is what happens when you started paying our bills with drug money." I think it goes back to something that Spike Lee said earlier. Once you put our family in danger, or any kind of, when I say danger, not even physical danger necessarily, but financial danger. We could go to jail for tax evasion, all of this shit, conspiracy, the whole nine. Like, once again, I would rather be the person overlooking the crime, knowing I'm doing everything I can to protect this, versus just being some innocent outsider and just being like, "Oh, I ain't know nothing about that." It's the opposite of the Carmella thing. You want to implicate yourself after all these years. Like, nah, we in it early enough to where I know what's going on, and I'm making this decision. And we all know Skyler runs shit. There ain't nothing Walt can say. Like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be a part of this. I'm gonna be the Danny. Like, he don't even sound convincing. Like, he doesn't even sound like he really wants her not to do it. Like, imagine, I hate to make the comparison. Imagine Tony having this conversation with Carm. Ain't no way Carm running no shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not even really entertaining that shit. But Walt
'Cause he knows she
knows, like,
not built
shit, if
for
you
it.
win it. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows she not built for that shit. But on the
Um,
other hand, Skylar is kind of built for it because Walt looking at this shit like white collar crime. And I agree with everything that you're saying, Rich. However, I do see where Walt is open to it because her motivation is the same lame motivation that Walt got. Mo, to answer your question, I think she's leaning towards the family thing. I'm trying to protect my family here. You can't do it, Walt, because your head too far up your ass. I gotta help you like I help you with everything else. So now that you're out here doing this, I gotta make sure that this shit don't destroy my family. I ain't signing the divorce papers because I want a family. I stopped sleeping with Ted because I want to be with my family. I'm going to help you with this because I want Marie and Hank to be able to have their rehab paid for. So she's using, without saying it, I think directly, the same motivation that Walt used and him saying that he started this because I want to take care of my family. So her mode now to me is not even Breaking Bad. It's just, okay, here are the cards that I was dealt. Now how do I protect my family? So that's why it's a lot easier for me to give Skyler leeway on this watch around versus Walt because Walt kind of brought all this on himself and he's dealing with the repercussions of wanting to be someone who sold meth to make money. Skyler was just thrown into this situation. And then what she's dealing with is you brought this shit to my door. Now I have to be Superwoman and make sure that this shit don't fuck everything up that we've built. So
great point.
Excellent point.
Anything to add to that, Mo?
Nah,
Besides
he
it?
bodied that.
All right, man. We get back to the lab, and Jesse seems out of it. Obviously, he's not wearing his respirator. I think that's because of the combo news. Just kind of process all of that. The phone rings and Walt answers, and he's saying he received an invitation. We don't know who it is on the other end, but we can only assume that there's one particular person with that phone number. Walt said he received an invitation. And then the next thing we know, we pan over to Walt going to a house dressed up, got the nice blazer on, and it's Gus who answers the door. So this is our first view of Gus's home in Breaking Bad. He invites him in for some dinner. He's making paella marina. It's like a fish stew, and actually it looks pretty good if you looked it up. And he asked Walt to help him cook. So this is like a
fish
very
stew.
seafood stew, fish stew, like
That's
shrimp
some
and shit
shit
like
you'll
that.
eat, Rich. I be
Yeah,
seeing
you
your
already know.
story. That's some shit you'll eat.
You already know. I had a pizza yesterday, an Argentinian style pizza. I didn't even post it because I knew niggas was about to be like, "What the fuck are you eating?" But he asked Walt to help him cook, and Walt is in Walt fashion. He needs answers before he does anything. Why'd you invite me here? And Gus told him pretty straight up, man, we work together. Why not break bread? Walt starts chopping up the garlic. Gus talks about senses and the connection to memory. And Walt goes on the story talking about neural connections are in the hippocampus. It's relational memory. And you can see Gus is just impressed, man. Like, Walt, you were pretty clever, smart dude. Like, I'm actually impressed. I think we all can relate to just being around somebody that's just smart and just adds some kind of, he teaches you something he or she can teach you something every time you talk to him. That's a skill. And And you see Gus kind of admires that. And he tells him, like, when he started, he made a lot of mistakes, wishes he had an advisor. You're a wealthy man now, and one must learn how to be rich. And Walt asks him, what advice do you have? And he tells him very calmly, never make the same mistake twice. Simple question for you fellas. What was he referencing when he said that to Walt? And what do you
Trusting
think
a
about the
junkie.
timing? Yeah, what do you think about the timing of him having him over for dinner? And just him inviting him to his space. What were your overall thoughts and feelings as you see this unfold? Did it seem out of the norm? Did it seem like Gus was up to something? Do you think it was genuine? And like I said, what do you think he meant by never make the same mistake twice?
There's no way that I can assume that he don't know something going on because he's inviting me to dinner if I'm Walt and I'm being smart. You can talk all that shit that you saying about breaking bread because we work together, your family, all of that shit. And telling me about your family. I don't believe none of that. Why am I here? Walt was good to ask that question, but the thing that has Walt looking like a fish out of water is he gotta ask the question versus using context clues, using situational awareness and understanding, oh, this is what's going on. He's such a newbie and a virgin to this world that he has to, it has to be explained to him explicitly here. And I'll get your guys' thoughts when y'all answer, but in my opinion, I think that he knows Jesse's stealing. I've been looking at y'all asses on tape. You taking up for him. I'm telling you that ain't the right thing to do. Don't trust junkies. Like I told you before, you told me, you asked me to bring him on. You gave your word. You vouched for him. Now look at you. Look at you. Look at the situation you in. Please, please take observation as to where you are right now versus where you were and where you're trying to be. So yeah, I like this scene.
100%. No?
Um, nah, it feels out of pocket.
By who?
This is inviting dinner. I don't see that with Gus. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't. It don't
You don't see
resonate.
Gus inviting Walt over to dinner?
Yeah, I don't see that.
Can I
Even if
ask
he
you
knows
why?
it.
Y'all both spoke. I didn't.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me back up. I said, can you tell me why? But before you answer that, is it the actual him inviting him over to his home part that's throwing you off, or is it the
Yeah,
meeting
yeah.
again?
I
Like
just
if Gus said he wanted to meet, but the dinner was at a restaurant somewhere, would that seem out of the norm, or is it the fact that he's bringing you into his house and
yeah.
making it that much more
His
personal?
house. I feel like if they were like again at his place of business, Hermanos. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like something like
You
that.
gonna invite him for fast food chicken?
Well, it's like, I mean, well, it's just like we're just meeting. Like I'm telling you to like, or if they went to some like actual place, you know what I mean, like Vesuvio's, like they went to a restaurant, but like him bring him to the crib, I don't understand it.
I think that's a genius of Gus. I think that's a genius of Gus, man. I really do. I think he knows one thing Gus has is emotional intelligence. He knows how to talk and kind of play coy. Like he never gets out of character. We never see that. Even when he knows Walt's line, we caught Walt in a dead ass lie at the hospital, and just wanted him to know what I know. Like I know. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I ain't gonna make no big deal about it. Even after the fact, I still met with you out when you wanted to talk about, the twins and somebody's trying to protect me. I know that man is you. Blah blah blah. But I think that if Gus is trying to disarm Walt and make it feel like, hey, you're the one that I really want, right? You're the one that I'm really, it's almost like Five Heartbeats. Like, we can replace the other ones, but we need Eddie. Like, you know what I mean? He's Eddie Kane in that situation. Like, you're the one that I need. I'm going to make it personal. Like, because think about it. Think about just the relationship you feel you might have with somebody if they invite you to your home to break bread. Like, you look at that person differently. Like, Mo, if I called you and say, man, we can meet for dinner, but come to the crib, bro. I'm cooking. Let's have a good time, man. Bring your family over, whatever the case is, blah, blah, blah. That's much more personal. You feel more connected. Like this person thinks enough about me to bring me into the most sacred place that they have in their world. And I think he was trying to manipulate Walt's thoughts into that. So Walt started
Agreed.
thinking like, oh, this guy's really on my side. He really believes in me and what I got going on. You know what? Maybe I should get rid of Jesse. That's going to mess up the long-term business play. And it's a big dog. And that matters too. If it was just like the manager, there's a difference between the CEO inviting you over and the local manager inviting you over. You know what I mean? If you got them connections and I'm at the big dog house, like he brought me to the crib. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's something here. I ain't fucking that up. Yeah, and I think that he's trying to out Walt. For real, I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. He wants Walt to understand the importance of this situation. Like Alonzo said in training day, nigga, you've been playing this all day. I've been playing this shit all week.
All week, son.
Nigga, you know how long it took to build that lab that you in?
This shit ain't checkers.
Yeah, like this shit ain't checkers. So I need to get you on the same page, or at least if you're not gonna get on the same page, you need to have an understanding of the respect that I have for you and what you do. And you got this motherfucker around here that I don't want around. He's stealing. He a fucking loose cannon. I have no idea what he gonna do next. I'm gonna put him down if it get too crazy. Like, I need you to understand the importance of this situation, which is why we having this conversation at my house. That's why we not at a restaurant. That's why we not at the chicken spot. We here in my house. I'm telling you stories. I'm lying to you about having a family, which I don't believe Gus in the slightest. He don't got family. Like, nah, I don't believe none of that.
But you see the little kid toys and trucks in the background and
Yeah,
shit? That's what making it even more funny.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Big gaslight.
Yeah, those were props. So yeah, I don't believe he has a family, but he's really wanting to put on his face for Walt to help him understand the importance of the situation that he in. Like, for Walt, it stops with you and Jesse and cooking meth. For me, nigga, I've been again building this lab. I'm finna go to war. I have declared war basically with the cartel. Like, it's a lot of shit on the line for me with you two loser motherfuckers in this meth lab cooking meth. Y'all ain't got no idea of the stakes. So this is just him trying to give him a little glimpse of the stakes without being too overt about
it. Yeah, he's doing something interesting too with the knife. Like, he's doing this thing of handing
and
giving
with
him
the knife. You don't scare me, nigga. Yeah. Here go the knife. I'm gonna put it to you. Like, here, I'm gonna hand it to you. I'm gonna turn my back. I'm gonna walk away while you got the knife. You ain't gonna do shit. Understand the power dynamic here.
Yeah.
Very good point. Very good point. Any other thoughts on this scene before we get to our final scene of the episode?
I'll say this as far as differences go between the two. There's a difference between niggas getting you out of your deal and letting you out of your deal. That's all I want to add.
Yeah, Walt ain't never getting let out. Like, and I know we've been talking about this, and Walt mentioned it earlier, but it goes back to what Spike Lee just said. Like, bro, I need you to understand what this is that you're doing. I don't think you really understand the gravity and what I have on the line. Similar to what we've been saying about Skyler. I'm going to take this into my own hands. That's why I'm calling you on the bat phone. That's why I'm inviting you over so you can understand. Listen, my ass is on the line. So if anybody's going to protect me, it's going to be me. And you smart enough to know what's going on and what ain't. And I see what's going on. So hopefully you don't try to outdo yourself, which we'll end up seeing here very soon how that plays out. But as we wrap up this episode, Jesse pulls up to a neighborhood, and we soon recognize that it's the same location where Combo was shot. We see the same kid on the bike, Tomas, and Jesse name drops him. Hey, man, heard you was the man. I want some crystal. Charges him 314th. Once again, I think Tomas took one look at this nigga and said, I'm about to rob him. Like, you know what I'm saying? 300.
Hey,
Jesse like 14.
Getting sized up by a 10-year-old is fucking nuts.
Yeah, man. I'd have kicked him off his bike, bro.
Man, why smack the shit out of you?
Yeah. And like Tomas was up here, like, really, so he tried to hand him the money.
Stone facing him,
yeah. Like, yeah, hold on, bro. Like, no,
treating him like a little nigga, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was. Hey, exactly like that. He sets up the play, and a couple guys in the car pull up, same two we saw last season. They take Jesse's money and then pull off. Jesse think he got robbed, but then Tomas hands Jesse the product. And Jesse realizes at that moment, these are the people that were responsible for not just Tomas, but these two dudes in the car. They're responsible for Combo's face. Now I got the drop on them, and I know what's going on. Tomas told that nigga to bounce after he gave him his bounce. And I just want to point out in full circle moment, if y'all remember, that's the last thing Combo said. When he saw that little kid on the bike, Tomas, he said, bounce. And next thing you know, he got shot in the neck. And that is how our episode ends. Jesse looks like he is out for blood. And it leaves us on a cliffhanger as we move forward. What do we think about this final scene as Jesse puts 2 and 2 together?
You gotta blow this kid's brains out.
That sounds crazy, bro.
Yeah, he knew before he went up there. I would have shot the little nigga from like it wouldn't even been no.
I'm talking about.
Y'all would have been ready for smoke ASAP. Y'all ain't doing no.
I would have went up there.
Like,
no, I would have went up there on the mission. Yeah, like your sister already told me everything I need to know. You popped my homeboy through initiation thing. Now I'm gonna catch you right there in that spot. Walk up, walk off. Boom, we done with it. I ain't buying no teams from you. Ain't none of that. I'm gonna kill this little nigga. Like that's it. That's just what we're doing.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that answer, but my goodness.
I'm not gonna play these games with y'all out here on this ragged ass corner. No, I'm kidding. None of this stuff would have happened if Jesse, like we talked about earlier, was a real drug dealer. Like, man, I'm gonna take care of this.
If that was Christopher Moltisanti,
dead.
Totally different story.
If that was Bodie, dead.
Totally different story.
It's funny because I know we referenced Training Day earlier, but I remember that not the opening scene, one of the early scenes when he pulled up on his boy and he was like, I know he looks young, but he kills with the best of them. Like, that's how you got to look at these. Like, I know you were your kid, but you popped my mans, and you out here on this block like you really like your nuts really hanging.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'll smack you up and take your bite.
I'm gonna show you about playing.
Remember
before you even realize you're not an adult, I'm gonna show you.
Big boy in ATL. What I tell you? It's grown man business.
Grown man business. Yeah, I don't give a fuck how old you are.
That's how I would have pulled up on him. I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yeah, man. Like, nigga, dropping a 10-year-old on the block is crazy, but I also understand it's just y'all niggas wild.
Yeah, you had no business being out here.
Man, so. You pop my people, right? What you doing out here still playing around, little nigga? Take his L.
Now, if you shoot my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat.
Your cat.
It's unwritten laws of rap. Know that. For every action, there's a reaction. Don't catch me reacting. Hey, come on, man. Greatest of all time.
Did you get the vinyl set?
I don't know what that is. My goodness.
Did I do what? Did I get the vinyl set?
You did?
No, nigga. Are you crazy?
AB Wild.
AB Wild. Hey, man, shout out to him, man.
Shout out to
I feel him, but
he's a hype beast, though. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
All that shit gonna catch up every time.
Okay.
Yeah, the cassette tape might do it. 300 might be a little bit more reasonable, but
okay,
it's just gonna be a piece of art.
I ain't mad at 300 though. I ain't mad at that. I'll recoup that back. 300 I ain't mad at.
15 is I can't justify that. I can justify
nowhere in the world
ever.
In this economy, absolutely.
In this economy.
Even them jerseys. Them jerseys 400. I'm like, man, that's some shit I wear once. I'm not paying 400 for that. Like,
you would wear that to the concert and that'd be it.
Even then, I ain't even that type of. I don't.
You gotta frame it. You gotta frame it.
That's almost too much. That's almost like too much dick riding. Like almost.
It is.
Like, you know what I mean? You ain't even play for the team, but I'm wearing the Knicks colored Rockefeller jersey.
Time.
That's just too much, bro. Like
over coordinated.
I would only do that for my mans. Like if I'm going, if Spike Lee say I'm having a live show, I'm pulling up with the Spike shirt.
Yeah,
or Mo, you doing something? I'm pulling some Childish Gambino's merch. I know y'all. I feel like part of the journey, but somebody I ain't never known.
Yeah,
I just feel like a little lot. That's just my personality. I ain't knocking nobody who does. It's fly. But it's just, that feels a little bit too much out of my character.
It's like I'm already here. That's the fandom. That's the support. Me putting on the clothes is like, oh, I'm super supportive. I'm super like, bro, relax. Like, I'm going over the top.
A lot of people don't know what we're talking about. We got to remember how vast our fan base is. They're like, who the fuck are they? What are they rambling about? We're talking about Jay-Z.
It's like the Tony. It's like the Tony Rock stand-up skit when he was like, black people use a term like that, and only black people know what that is. And he said white people kept saying like what? Like black people just like I know him, but I don't know him like that. I mess with him, but I don't mess with him like that. And he said white people are still like what?
like that. Like it's so simple to us. It's the simplest thing in the world to us. Like that, nigga. What you talking about?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I love black people, man.
Me too.
Any other thoughts on this final scene as Jesse comes to his realization?
What do we need this for? Again, like y'all wasting our time, bro.
They doing that thing again. You said like I think that was one of the best descriptions that you gave about this series.
Yes. Yeah, bro.
They do that smash the gas, smash the brakes thing way too much. I've noticed that a lot more watching and reviewing these shows. Like
Hmm.
this is one of those episodes where they was just you behind them and they just riding the brakes, brake
Hmm.
lights on, and there ain't shit in front of them. You're like,
Hmm.
bro, what are y'all doing up there?
Come on, speed up.
Yeah,
And it's
nigga, get
crazy
the
because
fuck out
the
of the
next
way.
the next two episodes,
Yes,
they are putting the
smashed.
gas all the way through that
I
bitch.
hope so. Boy, I hope so.
Yeah, I you know, I'm watching. I'm watching half measures as
Oh,
soon as
okay.
we finish.
That's
Oh,
I'm
next.
getting right into it. Yes, the next one. I'm watching it too.
okay.
But that is the end of our episode. Season 3, episode 11. Fellas, we got to before we get out of here, we got to go through some categories. We took a week off last week with Fly, but we were back at it now. So between Walt and Jesse, who had the more interesting plot?
This is a close one.
Yeah, this is a tail of the
Really,
tape right here.
real close one here.
I'll kick it off. I'm going to say Jesse. I
Jesse.
think Jesse's predicament, knowing the information he has, what he's going to do with it. I think that's just more fascinating for me than, as important as Walt stuff is with the Skyler of it all and money laundering. I just think that Jesse has more consequence right away. Not to mention, man, that Gus conversation makes it real interesting for Walt as well because he got
Yeah.
some decisions to make. But I think
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to Jesse by a hair.
Mm.
I'm going Walt just because we know there's more significance to what he's doing. Jesse on the side quest, I feel like.
Hmm.
Walt is
Fair.
dealing with the main plot of this show and the main villain. And again, like you said, he's being faced with some tough, difficult decisions from his wife, from his lawyer, from his business partner, from his boss. Like there's some you got to go sit and think. Yeah, you got to sit in the driveway for a minute when you get to the crib.
Hmm.
Let the music play, cut the car off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
I always like Jesse's stories because his stuff is more adventurous. He has more unpredictability to his plots. However, there was just too many things that just don't make sense for me with his storyline versus Walt's. And Walt's wasn't as entertaining, but there were some things that moved the plot heavily. We get, Skyler's now full blown accomplice. We getting, Saul Goodman's, fully like now we're moving into a different territory of the business. Now we need to launder to make sure this money is good. Now we are like, low key putting Marie and I can't remember his brother-in-law name right. Hank. We're putting them now. They have been paid with this dirty money. So it's like it's a few things that really set some big stories plot later down the road versus Jesse's, which there is something that is set up here that I remember. But again, there's just so much that don't make sense to me that so Walt for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. 2-1. Walt versus Jesse. Favorite conversation. What's your favorite conversation in this episode?
Without a doubt, it's when Saul hit him with where's the Danny. Like now, I'm looking at like that really stuck with me. I'm looking at like Acid Jax is our Danny. You know what I'm saying? like where's
Fair.
the Danny? You need a guy that's gonna step in the fold and like let you get again. I think about the Jesse line. You don't want a criminal lawyer. You want a criminal lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So that where's the Danny? That like because that was a mind blowing moment where we didn't before we had Better Call Saul. All we had was all of these moments of Breaking Bad, and this showed me, oh, this guy's brilliant because I didn't like Saul at all my first time watching, didn't like him. I didn't think he was as brilliant as he was, or none of those things. But like this time watching it, trying to forget about Better Call Saul, just the brilliance of saying like, bro, this is why I put you with the laser tag. It wasn't the laser tag, it was the Danny. And that was like a whole nother level. So that conversation for me was like fire, bro.
I like that.
Mine was Skylar and Saul. Seeing the different worlds collide. No one's really wrong,
Mhm.
but both bringing good points to the table that the other needs to consider. That's one of my favorite conversation right there. And generally, those are my favorite conversations. I meant to say not that one, but that one in particular for this show. I love it. I love the dynamic of it. I love the professionalism on Skylar's point, the unprofessionalism which you need in Saul's world to be who he is. I love that those two worlds collided in that moment.
Um, that's actually my favorite scene. I think I'm gonna go with Mo. Um, I'm looking through this again and I'm double checking. It would have been Jesse finding out about Combo, but we talked about it just too on the nose. It just doesn't seem believable. It's a great first watch
Hmm.
type of oh shit,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
when you look at
Exactly.
the whole world, it's like what, huh? That's all right. But I think it is going to be that, and it kind of ties in. Like I said, I'm just doing both at the same time right now. My favorite scene is the one Spike just mentioned at Skyler's first time at that office. There's so many elements going on, but um, the realization that they both need each other. They both have good ideas, even if they can't necessarily get on the same page of how to get there. Um, but Skyler in that professionalism, just knowing how this works and like, yo, bro, it made me like, oh, I would hire Skyler to do some business for me. Like, and I like shit like that. I like seeing people. Oh, you could be on the team. Like, I could trust you, and I know you're gonna put your all, and you good at this. Like, you ain't bullshitting. It's hard. It's hard to find good help. It's hard to find people that you can really depend on, and really gonna follow through and do what they say they're gonna do. And Skylar seemed like that. So just seeing how opposite they were and how they actually meshed very well in a sense, like they both meant well, but come from different worlds. I think that was very fascinating. So conversation is going to be Saul talking about the Danny, and then the scene is going to be Skyler in Saul's office for the first time. So that's my answer for that. So you two still just have to answer what your favorite scene was. I'll
Hmm.
kick it off to whoever wants to start.
I'll probably do the
Oh,
cold open. I just seeing
I
Jane
like that.
again. You know what I mean? Seeing Jane again.
That was almost my favorite conversation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's perfect. That would have
That
great.
was
I didn't
awesome.
think
That was
about
almost
that.
my favorite conversation. Actually,
I
just for the sake of being different than you,
yeah.
I'll make that. Just the idea of
Okay.
life and how that works and shit like
Yeah.
that. Doing everything once, experiencing,
Yeah.
having a new opportunity at this every day we wake up,
Uh
even though
huh.
it's the same thing.
And I used to think like that, where it's like I will watch a show once, I ain't going back to it. I already experienced it. I already there's so many things I used to think like this, so it really resonated for me. But just seeing Jane again, that scene alone, just seeing her, and it felt vibrant, it felt real, and it makes you like, damn, it sucks she gone. So yeah, that cold open with Jane for me.
I'm kind of like that with movies. What you said, still. Like I
Mm.
watch it once and on. Like it got to be a classic for me to
Oh
watch
yeah,
another
yeah, of
like a
course.
movie again. But I'll watch a random TV show again.
Uh-huh.
My favorite scene is Skylar and Walt pulling up to the car wash and her being like, essentially, duh, nigga. Like, how did
Yeah,
y'all not think of this? You're
yeah.
trying to launder money. You used to work here. It's going to make all the sense in the world. Because I live in the real world, not you're in Saul's world. People are going to ask questions.
Hmm.
And the question can't be, oh, Walt wanted to have fun, so he brought a laser tag spot. No, nigga, you bought the car wash because you worked there. Boom. So I thought that was the best scene in the episode.
Mm.
What about half measure? Who took the half measure this episode?
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. Yeah.
Jesse took the half measure all episode. He should
Or
have popped Tomas. He should have popped Tomas. He should have sold the gal, or either just cracked the soul to her and got out of there. He eating dinner with her. His minions can't even get the work off in the meetings. Like he took half measures all episode.
hmm.
That's fair, man. He doesn't know how close he's flying to the sun.
Facts.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. What about you, Mo?
It's hard because I'm thinking about Hank. I'm thinking about Marie. I'm thinking about Badger, Stinky Pete. Um, I'm gonna
That
go
was a
with
rough one.
the young lady that Jesse's dealing with. Like,
Andrea,
yeah, Andrea. I think she took the half measure for sure. Like, I mean,
imagine Jesse judging
like
you.
insane. And then it's like you had your grandma watching your son, and then she pulled up because your car was there. It's like if you know she lurked like that, like you gotta move different. And then like you gave up the buns to Jesse. Like, come on, bro.
I don't even know what else to say besides that. That's a fair point. I think I'm gonna give it to Jesse as well. I think he gets a half measure just for all the stuff Spike Blue mentioned. He had a rough go at it this episode. Even though he's trying to be productive and get shit done, it's a reminder that you ain't the bosses, the real bosses. They having meetings about you, bro,
Hmm.
at the boss's crib. Like you're not doing shit. And once again, why are you even out here trying to sell? Why are you stealing to move tints? It just doesn't make any sense, man. Jesse, It is what it is.
Yeah, I remember
Who's
you
the
used to get in the
MVP?
car.
As far as I'm concerned, you should still be there.
Come
Still
on, man.
be there.
Straight up, bro.
Who took the full measure? Who's our
Easy for
MVP
me
this
is
week?
Shit,
We
it's
going
we
Trips?
Skyler
get
M.
trips,
White.
Skyler.
Skyler.
It's Skyler M. White. Skyler motherfucking White.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
absolutely.
Skyler's in her bag this
Get
episode,
this.
man. It's crazy how good Skyler is.
Yeah,
This,
and
second
took care of
watch.
her. Took care of her in-laws. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Covered all bases.
Finally, we get to the episode ranking. How do we rate this? Do we rate this a mid-pack, which is the lowest tier, 96.2, or a Blue Magic episode? I'll tell y'all right now, this mid. It's a mid-pack. It's cool. A lot of stuff happened, but it's not an episode that's really memorable. It's that pumping the brakes. Nobody in front of you. We didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
I personally think the next two episodes are probably going to be Blue Magic, so I guess it makes up for it. But this is just a mid pack to me. There was nothing significant. I mean, there was some cool stuff that you remember, but it was all conversational based.
It's so hard. I always feel like there should be, this is how I always feel like there's like one missing ranking, even though we got three. Because it feels like the gap between mid pack and 96.2 is such a big difference. And then 96.2 to Blue Magic feels close. So I always feel like there should be something like in between mid and 96.2, because that's why I'm torn with this episode. Like I don't want to be a hater and just give it mid, but 96.2 is like good, and I don't walk away from this feeling good. So I guess I'm gonna go mid pack, chili powder.
Yeah. Mid pack for me too.
There we go.
Don't see it. Yeah. Then walk away with it and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up our episode, season 3, episode 11. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please remember, if you want to reach out to us, do so by next Wednesday afternoon, I'd say, so we can make sure we get it on the next episode. It's going to be a big one. It is our namesake, folks. Half Measures. This is the next week's
First
episode.
of our name.
Yeah, first of our name. More with the Game of Thrones chatter.
House of Nigga.
Throw that fire on that. But no, it's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to having that conversation. I'm sure I'll probably say it again next week. But this was the episode. Out of all the episodes of Breaking Bad, I just remember significantly running this back. I remember running that speech back that Mike gave, like in real time, watching it and said, "Hell no, I gotta run that back." And it was just an impressive moment. That's when Mike became one of my favorite TV characters. In the whole nine. So I'm looking forward to next week's episode. I never forget how it ended. Like I remember that. Like all the stuff y'all hear me say, like I don't remember this, I don't remember that. I remember how that episode made me feel. I'm curious to see how the dots connect. So I'm looking forward to next week's episode. But before we go, if you want to hit us up, Instagram, NMHM_BreakingBadPod. Email address is nomorehalfmeasurespod@gmail.com. We expect and look forward to hearing from all of you. With that being said, Mo,
Keep cooking.